And Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need. And after 6 months, I only got $250,000. Trifling black people.
It's 6 years, he don't have the school yet. I'm not to blame for that. The community is to blame for that. But because we're not used to building things exclusively with black dollars, we don't understand how long it takes to get that done. I'm not a charter school. I'm not a public school. My school isn't going to subsist on white handouts and government funding. Who else is building?
Shamar, don't discriminate.
Listen, somebody built an institution from the grass. Name me a YouTuber doing what I'm doing. Any of them conscious dudes. Name one on my level.
We appreciate $1, but we would rather have 10. We appreciate $20, but we would rather have 50. We appreciate $50, but we would rather have 100. We appreciate $100, but we would rather have 200.
Program coming out for the ladies is called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
Every time an African baby is born, after we pray over that beautiful African life and wish that baby well and wish their parents well, we then have to cross our fingers because that little beautiful African baby, that little boy or girl of supreme consciousness, in 20 years, could damn well be a coon.
The white man of today is exactly the same as the white man of yesterday. The white man of yesterday is exactly the same as the white man of the 19th century. The white man of the 19th century is the same as the white man of the 18th century. The white man of the 18th century is the same as the white man of the 17th century. The white man of the 17th century is the same as the white man of the 16th century. Brothers and sisters, you say there's a few exceptions to the rule. But can I ask you a question? There might be a few snakes who don't bite, but who's going into the snake pit to find them?
But to save my community, in order to save my race, we have to make bunny hopping a federal offense. Bunny hopping must become a federal offense. I want to introduce an anti-snow bunny hopping bill into Congress. No Negro is allowed to date, live with, sleep with, reproduce, cohabitate, engage, or marry with a non-African woman. We can help the community this way.
He know my Instagram. He can DM me. He hasn't done it. Why? Because he don't give two fucks about me. And instead of telling the internet, I don't give two fucks about my daughter, he ready to get on here and lie and pretend like he's trying to help me out. He's not.
Why does he have 3 children with 3 baby mothers? And if they're all black queens, why has he not taken one of those queens and made them his absolute queen and showed the black brothers that no matter what children you have, one of your mothers should be your permanent wife?
Dr. Umar Johnson has positioned himself in the Black community as someone who is well-versed in Black social issues, most notably the psychology and education of Black children, and most importantly to him, the psychology and education of Black boys. This made him the perfect person to sell all of us his vision. An all-Black school led by all Black staff, teaching all Black children all about Black history, culture, and everything in between. But what if I told you it was all a facade? If you guys are unaware, I actually went to Dr. Umar's school in 2023 and 2025, and I did an entire video about it. I broke everything down, and I'ma just tell you right now, it just keeps getting worse. Just like before, there was no progress. Recently, Dr. Umar has said that he is going to open the school, and all he's waiting for is a certificate of occupancy. So after I made my initial video and after he made this announcement, literally 2 times, I contacted Wilmington, Delaware to get the receipts.
I know it has been 7 long, hard, tough, grueling years, but we are here, baby. The school is absolutely done. The school is fully done. The school is completely done. And on Tuesday, because government is closed on Monday to celebrate white supremacy presidency. The government is closed on Monday to celebrate white supremacy presidency. But on Tuesday, I'll be contacting the city to request an inspection of the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey elementary school and gym.
We are complete, brothers and sisters. Look at your school. Look at your school, brothers and sisters. We are complete and we are ready to decorate for our children. We are ready to decorate for our community. They said we stole the money. They say there would never be no school, but I'm here to tell you today the school is done and the school is ready. I said the school is done and the school is ready, brothers and sisters. You must donate or you cannot participate. I said you must donate or you cannot participate. Look at those floors, brothers and sisters. We ready. We are ready, brothers. And look at the shine on that floor, brothers and sisters. But we need a final building inspection, brothers and sisters. That's what we're dealing with right now. This is the timeout room. Ladies, I need you to behave. Ladies, if you misbehave, you got to come to the timeout room and you're going to get paddled. My beautiful African queens, my butter almond and butter pecan, my caramel, my guave, my chocolate fudge, my African buttercream, my pina colada, my caramel, my cinnamon, my nutmeg queens.
And just like when I went to the school, nothing. A lot of you guys are probably like, well, what do you mean nothing, Ivana? You're standing right there. There's a school right there. Well, for you blind devotees out there that know zero details about the man you claim you love, support, and donate to, understand he never built a school. He bought a school, an abandoned building, and the only progress that has been made is fresh paint, new windows, maybe some lawn work, and a new paved street, which I'm going to accredit to Wilmington, Delaware's doing. Make sure you guys check out part 1 for all the details regarding the school because I'm not going to cover it in this video. There's a lot covered over there and it's a pretty good video if I do say so myself. In this video, we're gonna cover a majority of the controversies, the drama, and everything in between. So get your tea, get your snacks, get everything you need. This is going to be a long one. What up, everybody? Peace and scam Africanism, peace and scam Africanism, peace and scam Africanism, my brothers and sisters. I bring to you part 2 of the Dr.Umar saga. Since we've been talking about Dr. Sheehan Bryant, I was like, oh, this is the perfect time to talk about Dr. Umar again. Because like I said, I contacted Wilmington, Delaware, and wasn't shit to fucking see. Dr. Umar has been going around basically saying he's gonna open the school, and if you ain't donate, you can't come when he opened the school. All this caca.
Donate $5 a month, but you make sure you donate. Because if you don't donate, you won't be allowed inside this school.
So I was just like, yeah, it's time to run it back. My whole entire issue with Dr. Umar never gonna open nothing Johnson is the fact that people have the information readily available regarding him, the school, the nonprofit filing, and everything, and they refuse to look at it. They refuse to open their eyes and see that they've been supporting utter, pure caca. And it pisses me off because it's not that fucking hard. Instead, they'd much rather argue with me and other people that have been critical about him and trying to get you guys to open your minds. I know it's very difficult to believe that you sent money to a scammer. I've been scammed, okay? It happens to the best of us. It's even worse to continue to support a scam when you're skeptical. Okay, when you already think this might not be a good idea. Dr. Scamming Johnson has been playing in our face for over a decade. Like it's possibly close to 2 decades at this point. And I'm waiting for the FTC to crack down on this. I am, because it's insane what he's been able to get away with, both publicly and legally.
Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is a school that I conceived of a very long time ago, but began to actually put teeth into the creation of that school a couple of years ago. $700,000, and the status is we're still looking for a school, and the status is my start date for FDMG will be 8/21/18, or if at all, it may be delayed to 8/21/19, which is the anniversary of the Nat Turner War.
We say, look, school coming. We got 6 months, y'all. This is crunch time. This is crunch time. We got 6 months. This is crunch time, crunch time. Watch when we up. Watch when we get that certificate of occupancy, it's going to be crazy.
Somebody asked, when is the school opening? That's a silly question. And the reason that's a silly question is because we still have to raise more money for the repairs and the restoration. How are we going to talk about an opening date when we don't even have our certificate of occupancy yet? How are we going to talk about an opening date? We don't even have our certificate of occupancy yet. Y'all need to think a little bit before y'all start asking these questions.
The first school in American history, built exclusively with the African dollar, will be ready and will be open this Kwanzaa of 2023. And brothers and sisters, this will be a community grand opening, so I want all of you to come on down to Wilmington, Delaware, and celebrate. And what we did as African people by ourselves. We have to stop depending on white handouts.
In honor of Frederick Douglass, today, brothers and sisters, Black History Month 2023, we just made history. The board covers on the windows are off, brothers and sisters. We have taken the boards off your windows. It's not a good Garvey day. It's a great Garvey day. Who ready to see the windows? Who ready to see the FDMG windows? Because the haters said we didn't have the windows. We've always had windows. Every window had glass windows. We just kept them protected until it was time to open up the school, brothers and sisters. Tap in. Who want to go live with the Prince? We at FDMG. We getting ready for the grand opening. 2024 is the year FDMG. 2024 is the year FDMG. First day of the Pan-African fast. I'm giving all the food to God today.
When are you going to be opening the doors where students can start?
Well, we got to get a certificate of occupancy. I can't answer that. You feel me? See, it's always something holding me.
Do you understand the amount, the counts of wire fraud that he more than likely will have to face, all the false claims and shit that he's making? Listen, it's gonna end up being a mess, okay? And when that day happens, I'm gonna be right here like I fucking told y'all. Okay, I fucking told y'all, just like with Dana Chanel, okay, just like with, I'm about to make my video on Stormy, okay, just like with any other scammers I talked about on this channel, even the PPP loan scammers, okay, every scammer has their day. Every scammer eventually has their day. And when Dr. Umar's day comes, I'm be sitting here like, I told you so, because I am an I told you so type of person. I said what I said, I meant what I said. You should have listened to me, babes. But if it opens, I'll be the first one to say I'm sorry, and I will cut him a check of a donation for that school myself. I will drive out there to hand it to him. Okay, like I will. I will publicly apologize. I will take my videos down, but I know that's never going to happen. Now, this has been causing so much controversy on and off for the past decade. Not only did I have to wait for Wilmington, Delaware to get back to me on 2 separate occasions, I also genuinely didn't want that energy in my space. If you guys are not aware, I'm a full-time YouTuber. I do this for a living. I also have a broadcast journalism and public relations degree. Let me let you guys in on a little secret. All of my videos are done in one take. I almost never have to start a video over. I started this video over at least 20 different times. I don't want that type of energy near me. Okay, so I was like, you know what? Let me just get this shit over with, baby. If you watching this right now, okay, get your holy water, get your sage, your bergamot, whatever, and make sure you cleanse yourself before, after, during something, because there's something going on here. I've never in my life had to restart a video so many times. Now, of course, before we move forward, for those of you guys that seen me before, smash the like button, make sure you are still subscribed, hit the hype button, and most importantly, comment down below 3 times, because you already know we sending spells. Let me stop. We're not sending spells. Dr. Umar be sending spells, and we're making fun of him. Follow, okay? He says everything 3 times, so you need to comment your comment down below 3 times. Catch the drift, okay? There are a lot of things we need to discuss and a lot of disclaimers we need to go over before we move forward. Yeah. If you didn't peep already, I cursed a lot. If you don't like that shit, click off. I don't give a fuck. I'm very raw. I'm very honest. A lot of things I say may offend you, and it is what it is. I warned y'all. There were a lot of ridiculous ass comments left on my last video, my TikTok and Instagram post when I talked about Dr. Umar and his non-existent school. The main one being, well, what do you know? What school did you open? Listen. Greatness never has to be explained. First of all, Google me. That's all I gotta say. But since you asked, I went to Bloomfield College and obtained my bachelor's in mass communications with a concentration in broadcast journalism. I obtained my public relations master's from Full Sail University. I later on pivoted into dance because that was the true passion. Went into education, started teaching core, couldn't stand it, went to become a dance teacher, and now we're here. I am now founder of the nonprofit Lakai Roll that teaches Afro-diasporic dance styles, most notably Haitian dance. And I've devoted a majority of my life and content to art, education, and social issues. I have a social media agency that aims to help small business owners and influencers grow their online presence. And then, of course, I'm a full-time influencer. That's my other business. YouTube. This is where a majority of my income comes from. I have 3 separate channels. Feel free to check them out. Here we do rants, reactions, and commentary on Black social issues. I have a Haitian channel where we talk about Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. And then we have a personal channel where vlogs, story times, etc. live. I've been doing this for a very long time. We here, we locked in, you feel me? That's just a short spew. But like I said, Google me, I do a lot. What does Dr. Umar do? I'll wait. Can anybody tell me where he works? As a matter of fact, has his doctorate not been called into question? Now, to be fair, there are people that have been able to pull up his dissertation. His dissertation was actually sent to me, so we are going to continue to call him Dr. Umar because, hey, he more than likely did earn the doctorate. And with that being said, we're going to pause right here to thank all the people that made this video and many other subsequent videos possible about Dr. Umar, because these people have never taken their foots off of Dr. Umar's neck. Lennon Honor, Christian, and Panda. Shout outs to everyone who has made videos about Dr. Umar because he needs to be held accountable. And this shit is starting to get a little bit out of hand. I genuinely believe that Dr. Umar is possibly one of the biggest scammers in Black American history. And I cannot wait for shit to start hitting the fan because I cannot stand a scammer no matter who you are or what community you belong to. Although a lot of people may frown upon this and think that,
oh, well, you know, I shouldn't be talking about a black man. I'm trying to tear down a black man. I shouldn't be happy that a black man is da-da-da-da.
it's never going to be okay to scam, but it's damn for sure never going to be okay to scam your own community, especially when you belong to the Black community. One of the main reasons Dr. Umar even came on my radar is because he had my flag on. And I didn't appreciate that shit. You're not going to be out here scamming niggas and wearing my flag and then putting one of our Haitian revolutionaries on your building. And then you're a liar and a scammer. That's a fucking joke. So when you put my flag on, it becomes my business. There were too many people like, well, you're Haitian, stay out of Black people's business. How the fuck you support somebody that's a Pan-Africanist and you sitting here trying to divide us because I'm Haitian? Are you fucking dumb? I was still born in America. I always claim America. I always tell people I am Haitian American. Black Americans are my cousins. I feel like we are all the same, even though the things that make us different make us special. I'm of the opinion that if you want to sit here and say that I'm not Black enough to talk about these issues, you're an ignorant piece of shit. And more than likely, that is why Dr. Umar has been able to steal your money all these years. Congratulations. The devil would be proud. Also, Haiti is the first Black republic of the world. Go read about it. I have no time to sit here and educate you guys. Let's get back to the video. And let's just get this out there, right? If you're here to blindly defend a man without checking public records, get the fuck off. If you're not here to actually listen, click the fuck off. If you're here to cause problem, get the fuck off. We ain't got time for that shit. There's going to be a lot of clips in this video, and I'm going to be jumping in a lot in this video because there is a lot to cover. As mentioned, since my degrees fall into the line of broadcast journalism and public relations, I am not going to speak on anything that cannot be verified. If I do, I will be using words like allegedly, or I think, or I believe, and in my opinion. Also understand that you are free to talk about whatever it is that you want in the comment section, but there are certain things that I'm not going to cover due to not being able to really have anything to back it up. As you watch this video, understand Dr. Umar is slippery as hell. A lot of the things that I am talking about in this video were very difficult to find and or verify. So please make sure you guys engage with the video as a thank you. Okay, share it, because I'm going to be sitting here for too long going through all of this.
What are the 3 rules of racism? All white people are racist. They may not be a bigot. Bigot means they hate you. I don't think all white people hate blacks. That's bigotry. I don't believe all white people hate black people. But all white people have a vested interest in making sure that people control the resources, the opportunities, and the privileges. All white people are racist. That's rule number 1.
I'm gracious, but I'm not content because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000. When Darren Wilson killed Michael Brown, white folks gave him $300,000 in 3 weeks for his defense. And Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for Black boys that y'all all know I need. And after 6 months, I only got $250,000. Trifling ass Black people. I'm going to call it like I say it. And I don't care if you get offended. We can handle that outside. I'm getting sick and tired of getting texts on my cell phone for Black folk talking about I've donated like they done. You gave me $25 damn and you think you free now. You got to raise $2 million. Your ass ain't done. I better get some more and some more and some more.
But the black dollar, easiest dollar to get. It is not partial. It is not racist. It is not biased to Black people. How can your money not be partial to your interests?
Our loyal supporters out there. For my loyal supporters, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself, I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank.
Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister. Goofy, never serious, non-productive, doing nothing for you community coons. But I tell you what, we have a place in Minnesota called Coon Rapids. Yes, we do. We're going to buy 1,000 acres in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, and we're going to go around and we're going to start kidnapping coons.
This is the timeout room. Ladies, I need you to behave. Ladies, if you misbehave, you got to come to the timeout room and you're going to get paddled. My beautiful African queens, my butter almond and butter pecan, my caramel, my guave, my chocolate fudge, my African buttercream, my pina colada, my caramel, my cinnamon, my nutmeg queens. If you misbehave, you got to come and get 3 strokes. Oh, yes, with the RBG paddle. With the RBG paddle. Consciousness over the cookies. This is the paddling room. This is where you get your discipline when you break the rules of the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. Somebody said it ain't no windows. Another coon. Lord have mercy. Another coon. There's windows in every room, you coon, but that's all right. You never built nothing for your people, so I can't blame you.
This man had the nerve, gall, audacity to talk about there's going to be a paddle room in the school for the girls. Y'all agree with that? I mean, I guess. So since we already talked at length about the school in part 1, for this video, we're going to keep it to the drama and the controversies. However, we do need to touch base on the school and why I do not think it's going to open. Not only did I contact Wilmington, Delaware, and they have nothing on file, but also by design and the school's mission, the school can't open. The school is an all-Black school catering to all Black children with all Black staff, teaching Black culture and Black history. There's nothing wrong with it being Black. The problem is that it is exclusive. And due to a new law that was passed by the Supreme Court, this school just cannot exist. I personally do not understand why anyone believed that something like this would be able to exist. However, understand just by design and what it stands for, it cannot. Now, a lot of people are always like, oh, well, they do it to us all the time. Well, a majority of these all-white schools or whatever are in all-white places with no Black students. And they're not dumb enough to go around talking about how, we don't let Black kids into our schools. This man is out here talking about it everywhere. So he can't even try to be like, oh, no, we're going to let anyone have a fair chance. Like, come on. If you're going to do something wrong, do it right.
In the state of Delaware, you cannot refuse admission into a school, even if it's independent, on the basis of race.
Okay.
You follow me? That's like you taking your child to a white private school in Newcastle, right? They straight independent. Yeah. They don't get no government money, right? Just like us. And they tell you your child can't come here because they're Black. It's against state law. So if a white person wants their child at our school, we have to consider them for admission. We cannot exclude based on race.
So we can make it hard like they do for us.
Well, if they want their child learning voodoo, bring them on in there.
So no, listen, that was my next question is if you had like a group of white kids, you say they was ages of, I don't know, 6 to 10.
We want to start with 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Okay.
So 7 through 10.
So what I'm saying is how do you go about teaching white youth the history?
Whose history?
Ours.
Ours?
Okay. However,
always begin with the end in mind. I'm teaching white children Black and African history for what purpose?
There are Black-based schools that cater to Black communities. However, they cannot say no to white kids or any other kids or parents or staff members, etc., that want to be involved with the school. Schools serve the public, whether they are private, charter, public, etc. They serve the public. They have to answer to the public at some sort of capacity. So you cannot just sit there and deny and decline entry or work. Okay, and that's another thing. Work. You're going to sit there and be like, oh, you're white, you can't apply to work here. That's not how it works. If somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, I want to, do dances for La Cairo, and they're a white lady with blonde hair, blue eyes, I can't say no because you're white. Like, yeah, I can say it behind closed doors. And that's what a lot of people try to say, like, oh, well, we're going to do what they did to us. We're just going to make it harder. They discriminate against us all the time. Okay. Okay. Like, yes, they do make it harder for us, I guess, in many ways than none. But it's just like, child, this shit is exhausting. There's many layers as to why this school is never going to open, okay? Now, please note, a majority of all this nonsense started when Dr. Umar started saying that he was a descendant of Frederick Douglass.
I just wanted to go live for a few minutes, if y'all don't mind. to give my 4 times great-grand cousin, the Honorable Frederick Douglass, his birthday gift. And to the Honorable Frederick Douglass, the greatest black leader in American history, to whom I'm related by blood. I am an 8th generation descendant of Isaac and Betsy Bailey. We are both descendants of Isaac and Betsy Bailey.
Over the past couple years, I have been accused of not being related to Frederick Douglass, right? Now, I'm definitely related to him by blood. 4 times great-grand cousin. He was raised with my 4 times great-grandfather, Stephen Henry Bailey, who he mentions by name in his autobiography. It's unquestionable. My name is on the family tree and everything. So you would ask yourself, Queen Mother, if you are related to Frederick Douglass, why is it that nobody in that family saw fit to just clarify it in the public so people can be done with it and move on? And I could be wrong, but I believe 2 reasons why. The Bailey family never sought to publicly clarify the fact that I am related to Frederick Douglass. I'm not a descendant. I'm a kinsman. I'm a descendant of his cousin. I'm not a descendant of his. But the 2 reasons I think nobody in the family saw fit to clarify that is, number 1, obviously, I'm a Garveyite, a Pan-Africanist, a revolutionary. You know, I very much believe in the sacredness of black skin. So that's probably the primary reason. But I also believe strongly, Queen Mother, that the reason why you have this family that has thousands of people in it, very well organized, with the president and secretary and all of that, and they all know me. They've all met me. I've been to the reunion since I was a little kid. And none of them saw fit to clarify my relationship to Frederick Douglass to the public. And I really believe, Queen Mother, that had a lot to do with light skin supremacy. Now, everybody in the family isn't light. Okay, it's a very large family, got dark people and all of that. But when you look at the movers and shakers, when you look at the people who put things together, who organizes the family reunion, my biological father, they're light skin. I don't look like them phenotypically, you see. And I really believe that one of the reasons why they never, because they could have ended that early. They could have said, yeah, he's related, story over. They never did. And I believe a lot of that had to do with the fact that I don't have the complexion for protection within that family. So that's just a little story of mine that, you know, illustrates the light skin supremacy that I think played a role in that whole, is he related to Frederick Douglass or not? That could have been easily dealt with, clearly dealt with. You know, that shouldn't have took a day, but it did, because I didn't have the complexion for protection within the family. And of course, the political ideology didn't make it any easier.
Terrence Bailey, a known confirmed relative of the late great Frederick Douglass, has been on Umar's neck for a couple of years. And as you can see and read, he puts his statement up there about Umar.
Declaration from the elders of the Bailey family disowning Umar Johnson. An unverified disgrace to the family name. Terrence Bailey Sr. speaking on behalf of the Bailey family elders. Sunday, June 19, 2016. To Umar Johnson, and whom else it may concern. I speak the following declarations under the authority given to me and on behalf of the elders of the Bailey family, many of whom are in their 70s and 80s and have rich memories of my family's history. Since the Civil War, a Bailey family member has served in every American war, with several being awarded the Purple Heart among other awards. The Bailey family also produced the nation's first African-American sergeant major. The Bailey family, myself included, have a rich history of service to this country. The Bailey men are protectors, honorable, and selfless men who believe in service and sacrifice. Umar Johnson, you claim to be a Bailey, but you do not exhibit any of these traits. I am a verified descendant of Perry Bailey, January 4th, 1813, August 18th, 1880. The firstborn of Harriet Bailey, the mother of Frederick Douglass. Umar Johnson, by claiming to be a Bailey, you have brought dishonor to my family's name, a family in which you are not a part of. In a phone conversation with you recently, effectively asked you why the wisdom of the elders, I respectfully asked you why the wisdom of the elders was not consulted before using the family name in what has become a personal money-making scheme on your part. I asked you about your academic credentials, which the public has rightfully questioned. You have not verified any of your academic credentials to any of your supporters. I also asked you about your alleged lineage in my family. Your answers were insufficient at best and internet-based research at worst. The next day, you referred to me as a flunky on your Facebook page, but you didn't answer my question. After speaking with you and reading your reference to me as a flunky, my concerns and suspicions increased dramatically. As I did more research into your many disgraceful controversies, your wrongs have been many, and dishonor of the Bailey family name and lineage can no longer be tolerated. You promote racial division and hatred. This is neither the character of the Bailey family nor Frederick Douglass. Our family fought against racial hatred and slavery. Our family inspired the civil rights movement. Our family does not represent the racial division and hatred which you so arrogantly, new word, look that up, note to self, speech after speech all around the country. The school district of Philadelphia recently banned you from speaking at their schools, and I congratulate them. I bet others follow the same wise decision to end your divisive hate speeches. No sensible person should trust you with their money or children in a school, bus trip, a tour, or anywhere else. You are not only a racist hate monger, you seem to disrespect and also hate women, and the black media does too.
This was a huge controversy because it's like, nigga, if you don't shut the fuck up, but also it's one of those things where it's just like, you can't just go around saying you are related to an icon when the icon's descendants still exist, and then prove that what you're saying is a whole crock of caca.
I've never claimed to be a descendant of Frederick Douglass, and nor do I have to be. I'm a descendant of Frederick Douglass's first cousin, a gentleman by the name of Stephen Henry Bailey, who he mentions by name in Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, the 1845 autobiography.
Here's the thing, right? If you guys are not aware, the name of his school is FDMG, Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. And there are so many issues wrong with this name. One, because he claimed that he was related to them, and then the family came out and said that he wasn't. So why are you still using that man's name? You should be embarrassed. Are you not embarrassed? Ou pas honte, in the words of all of my Haitian brothers and sisters. You look fucking dumb. But also, Frederick Douglass married a white woman. And he was one of those people that really stood for equality, equal opportunities for all. When you look at the rhetoric that Dr. Umar spews, the whole Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never bullshit, it's just like, and then you want an all-Black school for all Black kids, like, but you named it after someone that has a white wife. Now, I'm not saying you can't be pro-Black and marry or date interracially, but this goes completely against what he stands for. And if he really was related to Frederick Douglass, he got white queens forever in his family. So I genuinely don't really understand this. The disconnect is insanity.
This is Anna Murray, and she is Frederick Douglass's first wife. So she was the first child of her parents to be born free in 1813 in Maryland. When she was about 17, 18 years old, she moved to Baltimore and really was living kind of an independent life. She had a job. She worked as a domestic worker. She had an income. She had friends. She lived in a community with other freed Blacks. And I think the legend has it that she met Frederick Douglass, who, by the way, was still enslaved, at church. They ended up falling in love. So, of course, the goal was that Frederick would get his freedom. Anna was able to help him do that. She took her money that she earned through her job and was able to give him money so that he could get a train ticket from Baltimore to New York where he could be free. She was able to get a sailor uniform through her job, working as a domestic worker. I think she was a laundress at the time. Got him a sailor uniform that he could wear as a disguise. And that's how he got to New York. The Douglass family was active in the Underground Railroad, and Anna was there to help a lot of these people that were coming to stay with them for shelter. She was cooking, she was cleaning, she was feeding these people. Like, she was a part of his success in this. The women that he was rumored to have affairs with were white women. Like this woman, her name was Ottilie. She came from Germany and actually became a very close personal friend with him, like traveled with him, went to different conventions with him, translated his book into German. She actually lived with the Douglass family at one point. And there are letters that survive where she was saying some very unkind and very mean things about Anna. Ottilie was described at one point as one of his intellectual and emotional companions, which is so offensive considering he had a wife. How is this woman going to be your emotional companion and you have a whole wife living in your house? And I just hate the idea of thinking that she would have suffered in silence at the humiliation. When Anna passed away, roughly 2 years later, Frederick remarried a woman that was over 20 years younger than him. Her Her name was Helen Pitts, and obviously this marriage was very controversial. And FYI, the German lady, Ottilie, when she found out that they got married, she unalived herself shortly after hearing the news of their marriage. And again, during her lifetime, they had always denied any relationship between the two of them. So, I mean, it kind of puts that in perspective.
Frederick Douglass has to be criticized, as I did on the Breakfast Club. Now, it has to be put in context. He didn't marry the white woman until he was an old man, after his wife, Anna Murray Douglas, of 50 years, a blue-black chocolate woman through whom all my cousins were born. He was an old man when he did it, but nonetheless, he did it.
And then you have Marcus Garvey, right? The whole Marcus Garvey thing is interesting, right? A lot of people kind of try to say that Dr. Umar is like Marcus Garvey, and a lot of people may agree with this for many different reasons. If you guys are not aware, okay, you guys were the ones that put me onto this. Marcus Garvey may have, okay, I'm very heavy, may have, allegedly, everything in between, been a scammer himself, okay? He was a Pan-Africanist that basically tried to get everyone to pull money together to build the ship to go back to Africa. A majority of people really believed him to be a visionary and someone that was really trying to do things for the Black community, while a lot of people thought that he was a scammer, just like Dr. Umar, because the ship never happened. Like, the ship never happened. Nobody ever saw a ship. It's actually crazy because I didn't really know about this. Like, I always knew him as just, visionary, political rights, Black social issues type of vibe. And then people brought this to my attention. I looked it up and I was like,
those of you who think you know Marcus Garvey, I'm gonna need you to shh. You know why? Because if you have not read the court documents that are in this book, then you don't know Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey had a serious body count. And I'm not talking about women he laid down with. I'm talking about people that he put 6 feet under. Garvey lived in several different countries, and every place he went to, in and out of the United States, once people caught wind of who he was, they ran him out of the town. This whole Back to Africa movement that he was involved in only benefited the supremacists that he hung out with. And the crazy thing about it all is he never even stepped foot in Africa. Not even one time, y'all. In this book, it is revealed in court documents how much he hated Black Americans and some of the things that he did to Black Americans. And the NAACP and the other Black leaders were actually trying to protect their own people against Garvey. And it's all in the book.
I traveled the country raising funds for the UNIA Black Star Line in 1919, collecting over $1 million in funds. But rumors abounded that Garvey again had absconded on the plug. Eason discovered that none of the vessels he had collected shares for were even seaworthy. And even worse, Garvey had siphoned over half the money from the collection plate, establishing the BOI narrative that the organization was essentially a huge racket.
oh, okay, well, it makes sense, okay? The entire idea of naming that school FDMG is laughable, okay? It is so laughable because it's just like, are you like, child, moving on. The issues that I personally have with Dr. Umar are how he handles himself regarding personal relationships and business. On a personal tip, I feel like a lot of people are grossly unaware of how this man carries himself, and this needs to be talked about at length. So let's get into it.
If my daughter comes to me and say, Daddy, my husband cheated on me, I'm going to say, Princess, is he a good provider? Yes. Does he take good care of you? Yes. You ever disrespect you, raise his hand, and you know. Outside of this cheating, is he what you need in a man? Yes, he is. Was this thing purely sexual? Was it a hit and miss? Or is he really feeling this woman? If she tells me this was a hit and miss, go have a conversation with him about his infidelity. Let him know you do not like it. I will never tell you not to leave a man because he cheated. You want to leave him because he cheated? Go ahead and do it. But I want to ask you a question. How many men you expect to find out there who are never going to go outside that marriage, at least occasionally, to experience another woman? I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's not realistic to leave a good man for an oops.
See, one of the reasons I don't date Black women who have been with snow puppies. If you let a Chinaman in your yoniverse, a Neanderthal in your yoniverse, East Indian in your yoniverse, I'm not going in there. Some of you sisters allowed him to practice shooting in your yoniverse. Lord, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there with a raincoat or without a raincoat.
Heterosexual couples only. This is not a government-funded activity. I have the right to discriminate. Heterosexual couples only.
Donations, gifts. Anybody who tells you they're running for office to help somebody, smack their ass in the face.
What you want to do? You want to box? You want to street rumble, or you want to get into the intellectual boxing ring?
I have a naughty picture from one of the sisters. It's gorgeous, but she's naughty. Cut it out.
with all this fake hair. Like, y'all so beautiful. Are you addicted to the weave? Are you addicted to the perm?
White people are ruthless when it comes to controlling blacks. If I gotta invent AIDS, I'll invent AIDS. If I gotta push LGBT on your kids to destroy your community, if I gotta drop off crack, if I gotta drop off guns, if I have to overthrow and assassinate, I will do that as well.
Also, if you guys haven't peeped, he's very homophobic and racist. Let's not forget racist. Now, I know a lot of people like to say, oh, well, black people can't be racist. I'm sorry. I'm one of those very few that believe anyone can be racist. Prejudice, whatever word you'd like to use. Nonetheless, I don't think this rhetoric is okay at all, especially in the 21st century. Like, it's one thing to crack a joke here and there. It's one thing to make like a comment, but it's just like, it's a lot. It's actually pretty hard to watch this. So hopefully I put a trigger warning in the beginning of this video for you guys, but before we continue, here's a trigger warning right here. It's a lot.
We got some super zest monsters in the chat, but we're going to ignore because I think most of them represent Neanderthal Nation.
Martin Luther King or LeBron James twerk off, you must be a zesty fester. Let me block you for disrespecting Dr. King.
I see we got some zesty brothers on the feed. Let me say this to the Zesty Fest. Can y'all promise me that y'all not gonna let the doggy doo-doo? Let me say hi to the snow puppy. Come here. Black queens forever. Black queens forever. Come here. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never, snow puppy.
As one brother the other day said, Dr. Umar, brother, I love you. I follow you, brother. I married a white girl 10 years ago, brother. Well, brother, until you unmarry her, it's best you stay over there, brother. I appreciate you and I love you, but you are no use to me with that white woman on your arm, brother. No disrespect to her.
First of all, this man is always talking about black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Well, there's some contradicting evidence out there that says the contrary.
If it ain't nappy, I ain't happy. If I can't grab it, you can't have it. Bitter. I want all nappy, everything, all natural. I want organically African Australian queens from head to toe. When I go on the first date, I'm going to grab your hair as hard as I can to make sure it don't come off.
That's crazy.
And if it come off, I'm walking out the restaurant. Black power. We want black power, brothers and sisters.
Black men and women casually dating people from another race.
Absolutely no bunny hopping. No ice, no rice, no spice, no sand, no salsa. I don't want no snow bunnies.
Damn. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Queens forever.
Snow bunnies never.
I'm just I don't just like.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby, how you doing? It's nice to see you.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Likewise. No hugs, please.
They come straight here. Come straight here.
We having a conversation.
No, come on, turn here. Okay. Yeah. So,
Why you don't have a black woman?
Because I fell in love with a white woman, not a black
Why didn't you fall in love with a black
I
woman?
did. I fell in love with a black woman. We broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you fall in love with another black woman?
I did that too. We broke up.
Okay. And why didn't you get another one and another one and another one until you found the right one?
Because I met a white woman that I fell in love with, and that's the person that
And
I'm
you're
with
being
today.
disingenuous about
That's not
something.
true.
And let me tell you what you're being disingenuous about.
True.
Romance is a function of focus and opportunity. If I want to date an Asian, I'm going to put myself around Asian women so I can find one. If I want to date a Latino, I'm going to put myself around Latino women so I can date one. If you wanted to marry a black woman, you would have put yourself around black women so you can find one. So how did you end up with the Caucasian? No disrespect to her.
No, not at all. What I'm telling you is the places that I go socially are not just monolithic.
So what? I went to a white college, white job. I never bunny hopped.
Listen to my question. Let me answer you. That wasn't my priority. My priority wasn't, I'm not closed off to dating Latino women. I'm not closed off to dating Asian women. I'm not closed off to dating white women. So again, in my search for romance, all of those things were on the table.
But you do understand that by not being with a black woman, you undermine the success of the black community.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion. Then tell me how the black community benefits from you having a white woman. Absolutely not. Because if that were true, why do I get so many requests for help from white parents?
Right.
Why do I get so many requests for help from Asian parents, Arab parents? They don't have a problem texting my phone saying, hey, can I pay this consultation? I need you to look at my child's psychological evaluation. I never get apprehension from white parents when they need my help on special education or mental health cases. You see what I'm saying? So if it were that bad, I would assume they would not be reaching out to me. They have no issue reaching out to me. And they don't go through a filter. They come direct. Even the snow bunnies. Listen, I know how you feel about that. I need help with my son. He's a white boy, blonde hair, blue eyes. Will you help us? Pay the fee, I got you.
And if you hated them, you wouldn't offer the help.
Why would I help them at all? You see what I'm saying? And some of them buy my book too. They say, hey, I know your book is towards black families, but the information in there, we can use it too.
Always talks about the destruction of the Black family and how that is detrimental to the Black community. Meanwhile, next point, he's a deadbeat. Yeah, I said what I said. I meant what I said. I'm gonna say it again. The man is a deadbeat.
My daughter's mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a lifelong decision about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy. I said we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way. I need to be your wife, and I need to be your wife now. Had they been a little bit more patient and humble with me, either one, they would have became my wife. I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good Black love because you never validated me as a woman.
Exactly. So I just wanted to come on here with a small, short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me. You should never be too busy for your daughter ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me.
I haven't seen Umar since I was I had to be like 9-10 years old. It's been over a decade. Y'all gotta understand, Umar is the biggest Black activist in America, and he's building a school. He's not. 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 Umar got my number from when I was texting him when that whole situation happened. Umar is not trying to help me at all. Matter of fact, I don't even have that number. He know my Instagram. He can DM me. He hasn't done that because he don't give two fucks about me. And instead of telling the internet, I don't give two fucks about my daughter, he rather get on here and lie and pretend like he's trying to help me out. He's not. He's not trying to help me. And if he was, y'all know, I would post about it. I would let y'all know so y'all can see another side of him. But that's not true. He's not trying to help me. And I would really like if people would stop running off with the narrative like he's trying to help me because he's not.
I said we would expand upon this in this video, and here we are. If you guys did not do your own research from my last video, what I'm telling you right now, this shit right here is crazy. So Dr. Umar has a daughter, and I'm very sure he more than likely has other kids out there that we do not know anything about. In my personal opinion, I think he does, and I think he might be paying them off, or the people that he may have had these children with are terrified to speak out, because this shit right here is crazy. His daughter came out speaking about how he was a deadbeat, he didn't do anything for him, and his response?
I have a question about your daughter,
Yes.
Lisa. So that unfolded online,
Yes.
right?
First of all, we've been in contact throughout her life by phone. And every time I try to get to see my daughter, she never shows up. Why? Because her mother raised her to not like me. And the reason her mother raised her to not like me is her mother told me to my face, God is my witness and my ancestors are in the room, if you do not marry me, it will be both of us or neither one of us. She told me I would not be in my daughter's life. I took her to court. I got all the paperwork, a file like this, and the court would never arrest her. They would never find her. I remember one day the judge said, y'all got the biggest file in my court. Contempt of court orders, because I was in my daughter's life up until about 5, 6, 7. That's when the mom stepped it up, right? I guess she found a man. You know how that go. They don't want you around when a man around because he might feel insecure, so they keep you out your kid's life just to please the man. Whatever the case may be. But my daughter knows this because we've spoken before. And she texts me about once or twice a year. And every time she texts me, I want to see you when and where. In fact, since she came out last year, Envy, it's been a year, right? Guess what? I ain't seen her yet. It was never about meeting your dad. It was about becoming a struggle streamer. When that Drewski episode blew up, she probably said, hey, maybe I can skate off my dad's name too. And that's exactly what she did. You told the whole world you got some questions. Well, guess what, princess? Your daddy been trying to meet with you face to face since you call yourself exposing me. I love my child. Let me say that. I love my child. Let me say that. I love my child. Let me say that. I pray to God she's safe. I pray to God she's healthy. Baby Smurf has my number. She is not blocked. She can text me anytime. She can call me anytime. She has a mother with a house. I have a cousin of mine who invited her to come and stay with her. Baby Smurf don't want a place to stay. Baby Smurf has places to stay. And I pray my daughter is well. I pray she's well. But I need y'all to understand something. If she want her father's help, she can have her father's help. If she want her mother's help, I think she can have her mother's help. I've had relatives reach out to her. She don't want to be helped. She loves the attention that she gets on the struggle streams. She's called me out my name. She's disrespected me, but she's still my child. She's not honest about a lot of things. She knows why I wasn't there. She knows her mother kept me out of her life, so she's very dishonest. She told somebody on an interview this morning or yesterday that I wasn't there when she was born. Complete lie. I'm the first person to hold her after the white doctor. Complete lie. I'm the first person to hold her after the white doctor. I had her more than her mother had her first 5 years of her life. But if she wants to lie, she can keep on lying. I understand her loyalty is to her mother, and because her loyalty is to her mother, she's going to keep on lying. But that's not the point. I just want all y'all to know that if my daughter ever reaches out to me, I'm here for her. So what you see her doing is all intentional. It's strategic. She's very intelligent. She knows exactly what she's doing, and I think she knows. And I pray my baby is safe, but I think she knows that if she gets help, she can't act crazy on the internet no more.
I'm done with Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf. I wish them the best. Baby Smurf, get your interview money. You ain't got much to tell because you don't know shit, but so be it.
If you with me, you with me. If you ain't, you ain't. I'm not begging nobody. The only thing good that's coming out of this unfortunate situation is everybody got to pick a side. Pick a side and stay on it.
Y'all, this is what my dad responded to me. Good evening, Princess. Although I am very disappointed in your online behavior, I want to have lunch with you and your mother next Thursday or Friday. Please have her text me the day, time, and location for our meeting. You deserve to hear all of the truth from us together. We have much to discuss. I look forward to building the relationship with you that she never allowed us to have. With love, your father. So you decide to reach out to me because I outed you. You had all this time, you had all these chances to reach out to your daughter, but because I outed you on social media, now you want to sit down for lunch? You're a fraud. You're a hypocrite. You are everything that you say that you aren't. And you got on live responding to me, talking about some struggle stream, and talking about some, oh, I'm known in North Philly. If y'all needed to find me, y'all could have found me. Why the what do I have to find you for, sir? When you're my dad. Right? Like, now you want to have a talk because I outed you. Hold black men accountable.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is your king. This was the most disgusting shit I've ever seen in my entire life, because the audacity of you to respond to your daughter, like the audacity to be a fucking deadbeat, and then you're talking about the black family and all this nonsense. Meanwhile, you're creating broken homes. But yet your daughter isn't doing too well. Well, at the time when she was making these videos, she wasn't doing too well. And you did absolutely not a damn thing to help her, but make her situation worse. Meanwhile, it's Black
Queens forever. Snow bunnies never.
This is crazy.
Good evening, Queen.
It was lovely to hear you speaking this evening, okay? Now, I'm going to say one thing to you, yeah? I told my son, my youngest, he's 27 years old, he was raised appropriately, he works, he has a profession, okay? I told him, I'm coming to Birmingham to see you. He said, oh, I said, I'm going to see Umar Johnson. He went, no, Mum, you're going to see Dr. Umar. And I said, that was great. Then I told him how I watched you the other day on WhatsApp about your honey bunnies, no white bunny, chocolate bunny, which color bunny, and you was promoting all our black sisters. Do you know what my son said to me? He said, Mum, why is it that Dr. Umar has please let me just say this, right? Why does he have 3 children with 3 baby mothers, and if they're all black queens, why has he not taken one of those queens and made them his absolute queen and showed the black brothers that no matter what children you have, one of your brothers should be your permanent wife?
And it's a good question. And my answer would simply be that my oldest daughter is 22 years old. There's no need to marry her mother, and there's reasons why I didn't marry her mother. And my 13-year-old princess is the only juvenile child that I have. My oldest is grown now. So it's really only one whose mother I would need to marry, and I'm not going to go into why. Just know that my mission dictates that whoever I marry can be a support to my brother. I can't, it gotta be a support to him.
You know why it's taking me so long to get married? Because the queens I need don't travel together. The queens I need don't come to me as a pair.
Lord have mercy.
See, I need the queens to find each other and then find me. I need 2 5'5" extra thick in the thigh, voluptuous, intelligent, all natural from head to toe queens to find me as a team. Dr. Umar, we are a team. I want to date my queens as a team. This is the co-wife right here. We the co-wife. This is the co-wife couple you need. Y'all want me to mix and match. That's what's taking me so long. I got to mix and match.
This nigga's a clown. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. If you already made it to this part of the video, please comment a clown emoji down below. I'm sitting here editing this like, that's your response? You would have been better off just ignoring her. This is a joke. I don't even know. Just anything but this. Let us not forget, Dr. Umar did have 2 wives once upon a time. I genuinely cannot find too much information about this. However, he had a block party for FDMG, and he allegedly had a whole, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if this was a prank, if this was a stunt. I'll see what I can find, and I'll put it here.
Kings and queens before us. Yes. Look how gorgeous ladies.
Look at the way the fabric drapes. See the shoulder piece right there? Yes, looking lovely. Yes.
Dr. Umar always said you want to have more than one wife, y'all. Congratulations.
I thank you for coming into my world, into my life. You are my earth, my goddess. You
Better practice.
That's help me build the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey family. I'm gonna let y'all fight it out over who wanna be in charge of the small schools and who gonna be in charge of the big school. And you are the only 2 I need. You are the left side of my heart, and you are the right.
Give it up!
All right, Umar. Now it's time. Will you place the rings on the queen's baby? DJ, give us something.
It's a place for the rings.
Yes. My first, my last, my FDMG. Oh yeah. That's right. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
He goes around touting himself as a high value. I hate using that goddamn word, but I have to use. When we talk about these weirdos, I just have to use the language. I have to use the lingo so I can fit in, you feel me? He totes himself as a high value man. Meanwhile, not only is he a deadbeat, but the women he chooses to date. The women he chooses to date. The woman he dates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just like, now, if you guys are not aware, right? There have been a few women that have came out talking about their relationships with Dr. Umar. As a matter of fact, some of them have actually done interviews. And it is absolutely crazy what these women have to say about Dr. Umar.
He was like, anytime you want to come, just let me know.
Okay, cool. So you decided to go out there and march. You flew yourself out there. When you get there, how soon was it before you guys actually had
that day? He was over there that day.
So he came to your hotel or you went to his house?
No, he came to my hotel.
Okay, you guys had sex that day. Did you use protection?
Yes, because he's been stealthing women. Like take the condom off while he's hitting it.
So he took the condom off while he was hitting you?
Yeah, this was towards the end. This is towards the end, not these times.
How many times were you guys, together sexually?
Maybe about 4 or 5 times, but we were having sex multiple times within those times. Like he would come over and we would have sex like 3 times in that day.
So him talking about always
I ain't had sex in 4 years, Tasha.
No, I'm just saying because the way he's making it seem like it's like you don't take care of yourself, you're not clean, you're this. But for him to keep coming back and then allow you into his home with his family, that says a lot. So
don't listen to nothing he's talking about because I have all the facts.
You were the throat goat. That's it. You were the throat goat. Why are you making up these lies? I'm willing to take a lie detector test with her. I'm willing to go to Kansas City, Kansas, and take a lie detector test. I'm willing to go to Kansas City, Missouri, and take a lie detector test. And I want the lie detector technician to ask 10 questions. Did he want you to have his baby? Did he want to marry you? Did he want you to have his baby? Did he masturbate in front of you? Did he do drugs in front of you? Did he hit you raw? Did he go down on your funky, sardine, rat-infested, smelling like the worst fish tank never cleaned
did he go down on?
I think I posted it on Facebook on my story, like, oh, Umar, I want to join the movement. But like, you know, I didn't really know, like, you know, the memes were there, because I'm not really heavily on Instagram and stuff. So I didn't know he already had all these scandals already out there about him, you know. So I was just like, I want to join the movement. This is about February 2025, you know. And I said, I want to join the movement. And like, I really am inspired by like Black activists, or like, you know, late Black activists, or like, you know, psychology, like philosophers, psychologists. I even went to school for a few semesters for that. So I was inspired by him, and I had DM'd him. And then like basically he sent me his number. We start talking in iMessages and like, you know, phone calls and stuff. And then he started like, you know, learning my personality, you know, I'm real chatty and stuff like that, and understanding what I've been through, like my you know, asked about my life and my current situation. And he was asking if I was working, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not working right now because of certain circumstances and everything like that. And at the time I wasn't. So he was like, oh, I think I have a job opportunity for you. And then he was like, yeah, so meet me. And then when I met him, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, oh my gosh, this person I looked up to, like, you know, he inspired me to do those few semesters I did in college, you know. And I'm just like, you know, he was like, oh yeah, but I want you to be a caregiver for my mother, you know.
Now let me ask you this. Let me stop you right there. So this was last year, February of 2025.
Right, last year.
How old were you?
Yeah, I said Asia Queen, yes. At the time, I was 23.
Did he try to come on to you in any kind of way?
Well, like the first couple of months, no. Like he was also saying like, oh, you're too young. You're too young. Like, you know, he kept on making that excuse to himself. I don't know what it was. I guess for me to say, well, oh no, I'm not too young, whatever. I don't know. But also I was coming on to him at first, you know, because I liked him. I was inspired by him. And like, this is a Black psychologist. He's well spoken, you know, that's what a lot of girls are attracted to. So then like, you know, I guess that I was like too much into my masculine at the time, and like, so, you know, starstruck about him and everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Umar, you know. And then when I calmed down and I kind of got used to him, and I'm like, you know, take a look around, just like, you know, I kind of stopped lusting for him. That's when it came on to me. And that's when, you know, that happened.
How are you doing with everything that Umar has been up to over the last couple of days, including doxing you on his Instagram page?
I'm doing really good. It's different. My family has been awesome. The city's been awesome. My family's been awesome. Job's been awesome. Nobody is really surprised. A ton of DMs, just like, you know, he's crazy. Something's wrong with him. How did you stay in that space? How do you deal with someone like that? And I just say I've dealt with it. I'm kind of numb to it. It's woken me up to a lot of things that happen against women. And I've worked in that space before, but it was always physical, you know, like the physical abuse. Never really paid attention to like the psychological abuse. Then there's a whole nother capstone of men that can create narratives for women, you know, and them having power to create these narratives. Like there's a lot of people that think I'm like a sex worker because of, you know, the type of stuff that he put out, you know, and my personality is not even that. I sent them, and you can show it if you have it.
I'll pull it up.
I figure you just had it, but it's scary. Like, why would you send that to a young man?
Yeah, let me
where his mother's concerned.
And it says, "Good evening, sir. Your mother attacked me on YouTube by going on my #1 haters platform and discussing my mother's personal business. My mother is innocent, and your mother had no right to target my disabled mother by conspiring with my haters." It's interesting that he says he's suggesting that you targeted his disabled mother. You were the one taking care of her, right?
Yeah, right. And
yeah.
Just like with putting out there my son, and I was trying to get in touch with his teacher so that I could get her just to send a voice clip or something so that people wouldn't think that I skipped an IEP. He's trying to make out like I just shucked my son off.
Yeah, can you explain?
Like he's mental. He's mental. And I'm just gonna let him stack up against him. Because one thing about it, when you have a good reputation, that is really hard to squash. I've never missed an IEP with my son. That's one thing. Yeah, because just even looking at some of the stuff in the house, I was just like, it's been a long time since, you know, some things have been turned over in this home. So
What,
yeah.
what do you what do you mean? What do you mean by that? So, some of the things in the house.
Just walking into it and looking at like the condition of the sofa, looking at condition of the chairs. He did tell me that he needed to have like he wanted me to decorate, or he wanted me to come in and fix things up and everything. And hey, that's my thing. So I was like, I was on it. So he kind of sets you up with these false narratives, and you're not understanding that it's really him trying to um protect himself. You're actually thinking that he's really interested in doing these things, that he lived different. I didn't prepare for it to be what I saw. He was trying to cover up for himself, like, oh, there's no woman, I need somebody here that's going to be able to do that. So if you're a woman and you're going into that space with the idea, okay, this is a bachelor, he gonna live like a bachelor. He's gonna be eating out of the ice cream bowls and stuff like that. It's I understand, but that wasn't what it was. It was this is like what you said, is squalor.
And I feel like he genuinely took advantage of these women. There's a power dynamic there that he's been exploiting for years. Chad, that could be a dedicated video in itself, but moving on. Because it's deeper than him not being great in relationships, him being a scammer, or him just, talking a bunch of caca all the time. It boils down to, is he even a good person? Because why are you like this? In addition to his exes, we have family members that have spoken out.
Right, my name, obviously Robert McKenzie. I'm 29 years old, based out of Lincoln, Philadelphia, PA. I am the nephew of Dr. Umar Johnson. So if you do see his first book, The Holocaust of Black Boys, in a eulogy, he have his nephew and niece, Quinshea and Robert. I am Robert. That is me. I literally been, I would say, raised by Umar, but more so placed in certain situations that allowed me to become the man that I am today because of Umar. But he definitely wasn't as I got older, wasn't as involved in my life. But more so pertaining to like my grandma. Umar have full authority of my grandma and everything like that. Me and my family been going on some quests trying to see how my grandma is doing and things like that. But just to give you a little brief background about myself, like I said, I'm from Philadelphia. I went to Afrocentric schools my whole life. I went to the only Afrocentric schools ever in America because of Dr. Umar. I went to the same college as Dr. Umar at Millersville University because of Dr. Umar. The schools that I went to because Dr. Umar was the psychologist of the schools that I went to. Also, every school that I did went to, as far as Waukesha Charter School, St. Cova Freedom Academy Charter School. These are African American culture schools. I went to a lot of places, to a lot of places because of Umar. I went to a lot of grave sites. Frederick Douglass is my fifth great uncle. I know the Nguzo Saba, I know how to talk Kiswahili. I know how to pour libations. Everything that have to do with the people and our people and everything like that, I fully commend it to Dr. Umar Johnson, because the only reason why I'm in it is because of him. He's my uncle. So like literally my mom is his sister. He's my mom, older brother. People would hit me up like, hey, can you just reach out to Umar saying like, hey, we just want to see our mom, X, Y, and Z, things like that. I start noticing like he didn't want to entertain those conversations. So one time he went live, and then and I just literally, he went live and he was in Philadelphia at the time and I was in Philly at the time, and I was just like, hey, like I've been trying to reach out to you, the family reaching out to me, trying to see what's up with my grandma. And this is what Umar, I know he's gonna hate when he see this. We call my grandma Barbara Shoemake, which is my grandma's name. We call her Goon Goon. I'm asking him like, hey, what's up with Goon Goon? And he like, nothing. So when he went live and I was like, hey, Uncle Umar. I always say Uncle Umar because I always give respect every time. Every time. Always Uncle Umar. Hey, what's up, Uncle Umar? What's up with Gungun? Never said nothing in the live, never replied in the live, nothing. I go back to his page, like at the end of the live, I couldn't find his page no more.
He blocked you.
He blocked me.
Now, this right here takes the cake for me. Family be crazy, okay? I think all of us at least have a few family members that we don't fuck with, but I know a majority of us watching this video right now can't say that family would come out dragging us like this and throwing us under the bus. Even if a majority of what these people are saying is not true, what have you done to these family members who make them come out and speak for hours about shit that you did or did not do? That's what you guys need to think about. I've been doing this for bruh, well over a decade now, which is crazy. Like, I started posting videos and taking it more seriously in like 2016, 2017. I became a full-time influencer in 2019. You don't see none of my family and friends coming out talking shit about me. Because I ain't do shit to niggas. You might be mad that I made a story time about you and I kept it anonymous. You might be mad that I probably said something you didn't like. For people to be able to come out, family, okay? People that know you to be able to come out and say all this shit that you've done or didn't do is crazy. And of course, added to that point, we have the situation with his mom. There have been family and people he has been in relationships with that have accused him of being abusive and or neglectful to his mother.
His mom is like what Umar does. Umar puts people away that he wants for himself. So he got this woman in the house. He's a hoarder. That's one.
That's why he always outside and he'll never record in his house.
Exactly. And we knew this. It had the community stood on business. This shit would have been front and center in algorithm. When I went to go look up whatever I looked up, I didn't see nothing about Umar like this. I didn't see the conscious stripper. I didn't see the fucking hoarding. I didn't see none of this. And he's a whole goddamn crash out. I thought he was going to be like in a bachelor pad, you know, like, you know, a couple of cereal bowls here, you know. No. I can't be in this shit. But I pushed through because I looked at her. He gives me a crash course, taking care of her, 20 minutes tops, and then he out the door on a plane. Me and her are there. She's a beautiful, sweet woman. She's the sweetest woman. When she's kind, she's sweet. When you ready to change her, she gets like Umar. Like she goes in. She fights. I don't have no way about that. It's just her personality. So, and she doesn't want anybody changing her. So we're getting to know each other, and every 2 hours, I got to piss up this lady off again. And I told him, I said, I think your mom is sundowning, Umar. I think she has dementia. Oh, she ain't got dementia. You don't know what you're talking about. I was like, okay, well, she don't want me touching her, and I have to clean her. I can't leave her in shit and feces. When I got her, her bottom was broke out. Yeah, it's bad. She's not leaving the house. I got her healed as much as I could. I posted the text messages between me and him because I was telling him that smell is not normal. You have to get her into an OBGYN. She's got to go get a whole full workup. You can't leave her like that. And then you keep switching out her aides. You don't know who the fuck's doing something to her. There are people that are saying, oh, she shouldn't have spoke on his mother. Umar is one of 7 children. I had permission. I was encouraged to speak about his mother. Now, he told y'all, 7.5 years, that's a damn near a decade. Children have not been able to have good access to their mother. She hasn't been able to love on her children. Almost a decade. Her mother passed away, not being able to see her own child. His grandmother was over there knocking on the door trying to see her child. Passed away and it never happened. So, y'all should hear the story of the funeral.
I wasn't really looking at everything and taking everything in. When I seen him for the first day, I'm just looking at him like, oh, we got in front of Umar. And I'm just looking at him like, oh my gosh, you know? And it's kind of like he's trying to look like, okay, and like the way he was moving was kind of like, well, maybe she likes it so much. Let me see if I can like get her to not really think about, you know, everything and take everything into like, you know, account that like, you know.
It wasn't really until I was able to like point out a lot of the work environments, like the physical hazards or like the mold or the bad air quality.
I don't think there was mold in there, but well, Siobhan said it was mold, but I didn't see no mold in there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, after a while, when it started getting like after the whole, you know, the thing and like the lust kind of got out the window, and then I started opening my eyes like, yo, he's supposed to be a psychologist and he's looking like this. And then I start like, you know, I started experiencing a lot of brain fog because I guess like the you know, the stove doesn't really work properly and it's kind of like causing like carbon monoxide in the air. You know, I start realizing like, I don't think the mom is going out too often unless it's to a doctor's appointment and he has like the house boarded up. You know, so I'm like, then so there's no fresh air. Then you start really taking a step back and then you start, you know, looking around and like, oh yeah, this ain't right. You know, so people are like, oh, why you notice so late? Well, then again, you are going through things and at the same time, you know, I was looking at somebody that I kind of was like not really an idol, not really idolized, you know. But you know, was inspired, you know, from, and it was like, dang, so I didn't really look at everything until like, you know, around the time, you know.
Right. I'm trying to figure it out.
I mean, he's well aware of that, as well as Philadelphia is well aware that, you know, she's in that condition, like in that living environment. And I mean, I'm not sure if he thinks that's okay or not. Like before me, he invited other people there, other women he's attracted to. That's who he'd be calling to be caregiver. And like, you know, it's like I don't think he thinks it's a problem. Never been taken in that dungeon of a house.
The dungeon is wild, but you're not lying. You're not lying though. Any final words for the public? Some people tried to say when I put up the video of his house, some people tried to say, oh, she lying. Any final words to the people?
Well, if you go on Google and you do the research and put in Dr. Umar address, and it will show the address. I'm not going to say his address on here. You can do your own research, and then you can come back to this video and you can see the outside of the house fits the same house that you can find on Google that his name is connected to on the site called MapQuest. His name is on there. Google says Dr. Umar is connected to that address. And if you look at, type it into Google Maps and look at the photo, that's the same house, the same street. That from the, I took a video from the outside going in.
You know, what I find very weird is that almost every person he ends up in a relationship with is a caretaker for his mom as well. Like, you just letting anyone take care of your mom? It's giving cheap labor. It's giving, I don't want to pay someone adequately and consistently enough to take care of my mom. But see, that backfired because now they're all outside telling the truth. And I can't respect it. Again, it ties into everything I've been saying in this video and everything I said in my last video. It gives liar, it gives two-faced, it gives scammer, it gives you're more than likely not a good person. How can you be sitting here talking about women, especially Black women, protecting Black women, creating Black families and all that, and it doesn't seem like you do that in your personal life? That alone, okay, all of these situations alone is part of the reason I'm like, yeah, I will never trust this man a day in my life. And I'm happy I never donated because it is absolutely ridiculous. That's why when people sit here and they're like, oh, well, how much did you donate? What school did you build? Bitch, why the fuck would I give money to a scammer? I'm not you. Like, are you dumb? Why would I give money to someone that keeps saying that there's something that they're not, and then there's blatant evidence of it all over the internet? All this information can be found. Just like how I contacted Wilmington, Delaware, you can right now go on Google, find the site, and put in a request for yourself. Stop being blind and following people just because they say some fancy shit that you probably don't even understand. You know, as I was driving, okay, I'm running my little errands or whatever, I just realized that Dr. Umar is banking on the fact that you guys are dumb enough not to look any of this up, and that's why he's been able to get away with all of this. It's nothing less and it's nothing more. He's banking on, and he's right, because a lot of y'all did not take the time to look anything up before you blindly gave him money. And look at it. He's still stringing y'all along a whole decade later. So, right, I didn't know where to put this, so we're going to discuss this right now, right? This whole thing of Dr. Umar living like a hoarder and not having a real house has led to a lot of people saying and suspecting that he's living in the school. Now, it's interesting because someone, I forgot who I was watching. Hopefully I can find the clip and insert it here, but they were like, it looks like there's toiletries like in the bathroom when he's doing this latest school tour. Like, it looks like somebody was living in there. And I'm like, it's interesting because if you guys ever notice, most of his content is made in his car. And there was a situation, hopefully again, if I find the clip, I'll insert it. There was a time like over a decade ago where he was on live and the camera flipped and everyone saw his house, and it was bad. Like, it was giving hoarders. So I really wonder, like, you know, it's just weird. A lot of the things he does and says is weird. All the evidence out there points to him just overall not being a good person. And personally, I just can't. I'm not saying I'm an angel. I'm not saying that you have to be an amazing person for people to donate to you or to even open a school, but you gotta be halfway decent. Bare minimum, you should be a good businessman. And that goes into the next point. This man sucks at business, and it shows. I am sick and tired of people sitting here talking about some, well, why don't you open a school? Well, what school did you build? I don't see you doing anything. Well, because I'm not going to do what seems to be the impossible. This is not a small thing to do. Opening a school is a huge deal, and it takes a lot of money. Dr. Umar has a doctorate. Y'all don't think that he knew it took a lot of money to open a school? Y'all don't think that he was collecting these funds understanding that the school would not open? The nigga is not an idiot. In my personal opinion, I believe Dr. Umar knew this school would take millions to open, and he more than likely was never going to get those millions, okay? I genuinely believe that he knew a long time ago he should have stopped collecting funds, but still continued to do so because that is his paycheck. Again, where the fuck does Dr. Umar work? Like, I need y'all to understand, where does he work? I need somebody to comment down below. I want to know, where does he work? And don't say he's an influencer. Don't say that. That's not a good answer. That's not a good answer. Simply because he's out here saying, I'm a professional and I worked in all these schools. What schools? Powell. I can't find it.
See, wait, we win. I don't see you doing it, though. You don't see me doing it? No. Okay. Show me another psychologist
who has done more to change the way black parents deal with the mental health and school system in this country.
I haven't seen, I know what you do, and for the sake of conversation,
one
let me push back.
in history.
For the sake of
In
conversation,
history.
I will push back. Where's the result? Show me some numbers. Show me something tangible I can look at.
I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have every parent I've ever saved and child I help email you directly, and then you can take it from there, my brother.
All right, now I'll definitely have it. I'll pull it up on the interview.
Black
You see, and here's the
Black power yesterday, black power today, and black power tomorrow. But most of all, black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Y'all need to practice critical thinking and exercise the rights given to you, and exercise discernment. Because the fact that anyone would still be giving money to Dr. Umar in 2026 just truly pisses me off and proves that the education system has failed us, but also that we refuse to critically think when our emotions are involved. Like I said, this man sucks at business. And the fact that y'all sat here and gave this man y'all money is crazy.
FDMG Academy bank accounts are still frozen. Dr. Umar personal bank account is still frozen. Brothers and sisters, we are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Ifatunde.
But he's a race hustler. That's why this school still ain't been built. The same school been being talked about getting built for 10, 15 years now. This man has made, I would say, well over $1 million in donations. Well over $1 million in donations. School still not built. Now this nigga talking about his accounts getting frozen. He talking about going out on a date with him for $500. All kind of weird, just goofy shit. The bottom line, nigga, the school's still not built.
Now here you have an individual who has been begging people for money to donate to a lost cause for 15 years. 15 years people have donated their hard-earned money to this man with nothing to show for it. He has acquired physical properties and has not done nothing with them. So whenever people ask, where is the proof that you have actually done something for these schools? You know, because he's supposed to have built a school for black boys and girls. He goes and he shows you the structures, the buildings, but there's no kids in them. For 15 years, this man has been collecting money. For 15 years, he's been spreading hate. He's been spreading false hopes and promises and nothing to show for it.
There have been so many stories out there coming out from professionals that have worked with Dr. Umar. There are people in his own circle, in his own space, that won't even fuck with the guy because they understand the man is running a scam. This whole entire thing is a ruse. And still, people donate to this guy. One of the most notable being the whole situation with Lorianne. Hi, Lorianne. I love her, bro. I love her videos. I watch her content all the time. And I found her when I was making my previous video about Dr. Umar. All right, y'all. So technically, her name is Marianne Lorient. I'm trying to figure out why I've been calling her Lorianne. I feel like she might go by Lorianne, but I apologize if you're watching this and you're offended. But yeah, I absolutely love her. Also, to preface, she's also started some sort of investigation into the funds with a lot of people that have donated. She also had donated. She was a super fan of Dr. Umar, but let's get back into it. So Lorianne is actually Haitian as well. She is a producer, a director. She makes short films. They're actually pretty good. And she did a short film on Dr. Umar. Let me just tell you right now, that shit was so funny. I ain't gonna hold you though. I couldn't watch the whole thing. It was cringe. Lorianne, shout outs to you for sitting there doing that shit. Because it wouldn't be me. Okay, it wouldn't be me. I would not have sat there and done that. And there are so many accusations. Okay, that the whole situation with Lorianne could be an entire video in itself, but I'm not about to sit here and go through that rabbit hole again. Hear it from Lorianne herself.
I can't do the live on my phone and play the audio of Dr. Umar's message. Yes, family, he took the liberty and calling me today and had the audacity to leave a voice message. My phone rang and his face showed up. My heart dropped. I did not answer the call. I allowed it to go to voicemail. Please refrain from calling, refrain from texting. You and I are not friends, sir. You and I had a business relationship that you betrayed, that went south. There's no salvaging that. There's no comeback with that. You have burned the bridge. There's no rebuild. So I really don't understand. This is like the second time you reached out. He reached out the first time with the lady I said in my last video that I wasn't going to give her any credit. So this time, boldly, he called himself. Yes, sir. Don't call me. Ain't nothing to talk about. Absolutely nothing. Brothers and sister, as you know, Sister Marianne has gone coon. She has gotten on the bandwagon. It is season lynching Dr. Umar Johnson. Her and I worked on a project. There was no understanding. That's what I write. There was no understanding. I've decided to move on. She took a scene from the project that I made a movie with her to tarnish my relationship, my reputation. I'm sorry. Stop the rhetoric. Stop the rhetoric. Ain't nobody tarnish your reputation. So nobody's lynching you. You have collected money under the pretext you're going to give us a school to educate a young boy, which has not come to fruition. So now you're trying to put that on me. Don't put that on me, sir. Do not put that on me. You have damaged your own relationship. It wasn't Marianne Lorient who damaged your relationship. When it was time to release Awaken theatrically, you turned your back. Don't call me telling me you're going through a difficult time to hold off on releasing the movie. I told him no. I had this discussion with other filmmakers that reached out to me. They're asking me why there is not consistency in the love scene. I'm going to break it down to you guys. And when y'all go back and look, you're going to go, oh my God, Marianne. When you guys see the love scene, he's laying on top of her. He had the teen top. That was in the script. Okay, he was so excited after we cut. So with movie, we filmed by frame. And then the editor put it all together and it's like a smooth run. So after the first frame was filmed, we're going to the second frame. He was so excited because he got on top of that little young girl. So excited. He talking about taking off his shirt. I slide with that. I allowed him to take off the shirt. He wanted, I'm going to raise my voice and say, he wanted to remove his boxer short and to get under that sheet with that little princess with just his draw. Cut it out. Tarnishing your reputation. Ain't nobody tarnishing your reputation. Are you kidding me right now? He came to Ohio with 2 filthy little bags and he had a gut bag, filthy. Can you imagine what his underwear looked like? Can you just imagine? So I put my foot down. And I told him, no, you're not taking your boxer short off. No, I'm going to put the letter from the attorney. Matter of fact, I'm posting it tonight with the picture of his attorney. This ain't no defaming nobody. You serve me. Try to sue me. I went and I lawyered up. You have to pay a retainer fee to get attorneys. And then you guys vanish like Jeannie when we say, meet me in court. If I was gullible and naive and went with his scare tactic, I would have run to the bank and wrote a check. Like I told you guys, he met his match. He literally met his match. 4'11", Haitian American, you met your match. That's that Dissaline blood in me. Don't call me, Umar. Don't text me. Stay out of my face. I have nothing to say or deal with you. You are toxic, sir. And any of you who are watching this, who are in the mental health field, reach out to him. Something is going on with him. He's like a train wreck. He's like deteriorating right in front of our eyes.
If you guys want to go down that rabbit hole, I'm going to link Lorianne's channel down below because y'all, the entire thing is crazy. Dr. Umar has been in business with so many people that he has fucked over. This is deeper than just, oh, well, he's building a school and he's a visionary and da-da-da. Well, it takes a lot to build a school. Like, I need y'all to understand exactly what you're supporting. I really don't think you guys understand the severity.
Little did I know, the black contractors was not going to do us any justice.
Yeah.
Man. We got robbed. We got scammed, man, our own people.
Which is unfortunate, yeah.
Very unfortunate. Then one day, last September, I said, you know what? I'm going to have to use white folks. I waited 3 years to try to get my people. We got to school in 17. We got to school in 19. I saw it in 17. We got it in 19. This is 2023, right? So February of 19 to 20 to 21 to 22 to 23, 4 years. February, March, April, May, June, July, August. It'll be 4.5 in August. I decided to call up a white man, HVAC.
He had both units on the roof in 2 days.
Does,
I'm not giving up on our people though, because
Yeah.
when we go across the street to the Frederick Douglass High School, which is 4 times bigger, I still want to find some black contractors. I'm never
Gotcha,
giving up on
okay.
my people.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
gonna
also have to face reality.
Right.
And the reality of the fact is we are so psychologically damaged that most of us find it almost impossible to do right by another black person.
The main excuse that a lot of people like to use is that not only is he ignorant, but it takes so much money to run a school and, you know, he just hasn't gotten enough yet. At the end of the day, he did not build a school. He bought a school. All he has to do is really bring the building up to code. And yes, that takes a lot of money, but he's been collecting money for over a decade. And I'm sorry, in my personal opinion, I'm very sure that he's collected enough to fix that school up and open it. And the reason I say this is because there's been so many different reports of how much money he actually did collect. Okay. It's millions. That's all. It's definitely millions. And it doesn't cost that much just to do repairs and open it. The rest of it would be collected via donations, sponsors, grants, etc. Now, the whole idea of him only wanting black money is a fucking joke, and it's doing himself a disservice, and is how a lot of you guys are keeping him in business with this scam.
My school isn't going to subsist on white handouts and government funding. My school is grassroots Pan-African Academy. So it'll take as long as it takes until we raise the money to achieve the goal. It is that simple. Why the school ain't up yet? Because we're not raising enough money. But guess who don't have to ask those questions? The owner of Quaker Grits, because Negroes give them $11 million a year. Guess who don't have to ask that question? Nike and Air Jordan, because Negroes give them $4 billion, $2 billion a year. Malt liquor, $4 billion a year. Weave, perm, and beauty products, $30 billion a year.
We've never had $1 million at one time.
Now, right. But that's not what all I'm saying is this. They got the dates wrong. So they're using a date of an upload date on YouTube. And it was upload for the second or third time at that point.
Okay.
So the
numbers I heard is preposterous. The
date is
I've
wrong.
heard 3 million. We've never hit 3, bro. I've heard 5. I've heard 8. I've heard 10. If we had that money, both schools would be done. What are we talking about? If I got that, bro, we already open and running, bro.
Do you see why people go to charter school, Rob?
Oh, for sure. It's easy. It's government money, but they control you, though. Remember, the school we own was a charter school. They took their charter. They accused them of financial mismanagement and shut them down. I'm not giving no white man that power over me. They can still shut you down for some other fake stuff, right?
Right.
But it ain't gonna because I need some money.
Right.
We did this with. Think about this though.
That's why I was gonna ask you.
Black money, self-determination.
That's dope.
Well, remember, your accreditation comes from the state.
Right.
If you want any additional accreditations, you got to go search them.
Gotcha.
Will I be looking for any additional accreditations? No. I don't need any white people to validate what I do. Okay?
No.
Straight up. So once the state of Delaware say you good, I'm good. I don't need no white folk telling me what they think of what I'm teaching.
Yeah.
You understand me? Intellectual freedom.
What the fuck are you talking about? By any means necessary. Am I sitting here talking about something? If you're not black, if you're not Haitian, don't donate to La Cairo. Nigga, I'll take any dollar. Okay, I'll take any penny. I'm struggling just to open my damn summer program. Okay, I've been applying to things. I've been reaching out to spaces. I'm out here doing the work. This man is out here begging on the internet for your money and then consistently tells you that it's not enough and only wants a black dollar. Understand, right? He is refusing government funding, bank loan, and government grants. That's how most schools run. So good luck with that. Why do y'all think that that's okay? Like, I really want a supporter of his to comment down below why you think it's okay for him to only accept black money when he's trying to open a black school, and the entire premise and purpose of a school, most notably one that he is building and one with a higher mission, that he only collect black funds by any fucking means necessary. Collect all the damn money. Okay? Collect all the damn money. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is ridiculous. You truly want to help and you truly want to open, and this is all for the better and common good. Take all the money that you can get. Stop this fucking nonsense of, oh, I only want black dollars. Da, 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 da. Like, it's crazy. And then to sit there and take donations from people, and you sitting there talking about, oh, well, $20 not enough. Next time, give $50. $30 not enough. Next time, send $100. All that, like, I can't understand why anyone would justify this because it's absolutely disgusting. It's wrong. And again, he's doing himself and these proposed students a disservice by sitting here like, oh, I only want black dollars. All it does is push you back because you're not going to get any money. Like what's been happening. You haven't been getting any money, but now you're blaming it on everybody, right? You're blaming it on us that you haven't gotten any money for the school. We're not sending enough money. We're not this, that, and the third. How you going to open a school when you ain't got no money? He's relying on the black community to fund this school. They haven't even been able to open the school with the lack of funds, according to him, right? So how is he planning on consistently keeping the doors open with his lack of funding, okay, that we haven't been giving him because we're not giving him enough money, right? Like, so you're going to open the school and then what? He doesn't want to take any non-black dollars, no government funds, no none of that. So just from the shit that he says, it's not opening. Like, it doesn't make logical sense.
Shout out to St. Louis.
Y'all be seeing stuff saying he's been raising money for 10 years. That's a damn lie. The first donation was spring of 14, St. Louis, Missouri. There was brothers and sisters there. It was a jam-packed house, okay? And we raised that money to pay the attorney to enter a bid in order to try and purchase the St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia, which was a former HBCU built by a close friend of Booker T. Washington and George Washington Carver. That was our original goal. Raise $2 million real quick and get to HBCU. We were unsuccessful.
And this was 6 years ago, you said, yes?
That was the spring of 2014.
Okay.
And St. Paul's was sold about 2 or 3 years later to the Chinese. And that is an insult to our ancestors. We let the Chinese buy an HBCU with all these black millionaires. That's an insult. So it's been 6.5
getting the money,
years now.
started getting donations. From what I understand, you raised about $750,000, yes?
Well said.
$750,000. About 20 months ago, you end up purchasing 2 buildings, yes?
4 buildings.
4 buildings, okay. For about
2 schools, 4 buildings.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
Okay. Well, everybody wants to know, where's the extra money? Where'd the extra money go? And why is it taking so long to open this school? Like people feel like, and I'm not just going to say people feel, because I'm also going to share a story with you as well.
Yes,
but people feel like, the time that 6 years, long time to be raising money. You know what I mean? And to get the buildings that you ended up getting that are in disrepair. People are looking for you to be more transparent. And when they don't see this transparency, it makes them feel, skeptical.
Okay. Let me speak to some of that.
Yes, please.
I'm transparent.
Now, I'm being told that there, people say when your actual donors will ask certain things, they said you will sometimes block them and all this type of stuff.
That is not true. Those are not donors. Those are haters. My donors have direct access to me. I talk to them. I know who they are. Most of them are repeat donors. My donors range everywhere from black professionals. I have lawyers. I have engineers. I have business owners, all the way down to the retired great-grandma who's sending me $10 a month because she want to see this plan come to fruition. Haters don't donate. Donors don't hate. So my accountability is only to those who donate. I want to be very clear about that. It's only to those who donate. So people who ask random questions, they'll never get answers because you don't support this. Now, with that being said, let me also say this. The other question that you asked is 6 years, he don't have the school yet. I'm not to blame for that. The community is to blame for that. And one of our own steps up with the track record, the experience, the credentials, and the resume to do something like build a school to save black boys with the hell that black boys are catching in this country. We don't support him because number one, we don't want him to get the credit. Number two, we don't want the responsibility of doing for self. And number three, you understand? We want to find an excuse to keep on depending on white folks. So that's really the answer to that. But I want to answer your other piece. You said, what you do with the leftover money? We are running short on the repair money. We don't have it all. We have most of it, but we don't have it all to cover the repairs of the Garvey building. So to me, it is a very common sense question. Something that I don't even think needs to be asked. For somebody to say, what are you doing with the leftover money? We're paying for security so people don't vandalize the property like they've already done. You understand? We have to pay for repairs. We have to pay taxes, upkeep, things of that nature. That's what we're doing with the extra money. The electric system has to be repaired. The plumbing system has to be repaired. We just paid for the roofs to be repaired. The carpentry has to be redone. You understand? We have to do the fire alarm system, the sprinkler system. We have to pay for the building permits. There's a lot of expenses. We have to pay for the grass to be cut. That's not cheap. We have to pay for the grounds to be monitored. There's a lot of cost that goes into maintaining 2 schools, not 1, 2. And for me, I'm happy. Because we were only looking to get 1 school, brother and sister. We ended up with 2. And to all those coons and trolls, who say the buildings are trash, do you realize the 4 buildings we got are state-of-the-art modern schools? They are not old schools like the ones we went to. They are modern. That campus was renovated at a cost of $13 million in 2011, 9 years ago. And the only reason why we have to renovate is because the building was not secured by the previous owner, which allowed people to get in and do what? Strip the electrical system.
I was about to say, steal the
strip
copper.
the plumbing system, strip the HVAC system. Whenever you and Rod Dig are ready, only you two and your other brother Godfrey, y'all can drive on down and I will give you a tour. And when you walk through them schools, you tell me if those buildings is trash. First of all, the buildings are in excellent shape. Excellent shape. We just got an offer for one of the buildings over more than $1 million. That sound like trash to you?
This, again, was 2021. We are now in 2026. It's been well over a decade. At the very least, I already told you I went to this school 2 times. I have no idea what he's talking about in these repairs. And that, like, I'm so stressed out editing this right now that I'm just like, I've never seen somebody lie so much and then get mad at being held accountable like this. Child, this is some shit. This is really some shit. Oh, the business issues go on and on and on. There are some public disputes and lawsuits that can be found online regarding Dr. Umar. And I really need y'all to do that too. Like I said, regular shit. Anyone could look this up, okay? And again, this is public record and this happens all the time to Dr. Umar, okay? There is a record, better yet, a pattern of him breaking contracts and breaking promises with business people. So why the fuck would y'all give this man your money to do anything, let alone open a school and then teach your children? What children? Better yet, a lot of y'all kids is fucking grown as hell now. He ain't teaching none of y'all kids no more that initially started donating to this. But it's quite interesting how a lot of people keep negating the fact that he continuously just takes money and runs with it. All right, y'all. So there's actually this lawyer that broke down all of his lawsuits about 5 years ago, but I'm sure there's more out now. But if you guys are interested, go and watch it. Again, it's going to be linked down below. I'm going to have an entire playlist. And of course, his latest business venture, we have Date with the Doc.
I got a new program coming out for the ladies. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate. Yes, brothers, don't hate. We got to stop hating. Brothers, we got to stop hating. Don't hate, my ninja. Because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom, do she want that luncheon with the doctor, we know what she gonna say, ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner, your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend, who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor?
I'm so not impressed. Better yet, I am disgusted. Who the fuck would go on a date with Dr. Umar unless you were blind, deaf, or dumb? No offense to the women that have dated him and come out with very telling information about him and help educate the masses about what a piece of shit he is. But why the fuck would anybody willingly date Dr. Umar unless they were under some sort of spell? Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, you're charging people to go on dates with you to raise money for the school. It's the audacity of it all for me. Like, ew. When I'm telling you, when I saw this, I literally low-key threw up a little bit. Like, you know how, like, when you drink something and yeah, that was me. I was like, oh, this is disgusting. I rebuke you in the name of fucking Satan, not Jesus, in the name of fucking Satan, because only Satan could cleanse your dumb ass. Okay? This is so fucking nuts. Like, when I saw this, I was like, wow. I hope not. I can't even say that. I was about to say, I hope one day I develop a fan base as strong as that, but I don't need stupid people following me. Quite frankly, I just don't. This right here is a sign that not only is common sense in the garbage can, like people are no longer exercising their discernment, but like people really will fall for anything that talks nicely to them, especially if they are uneducated and don't necessarily understand exactly what the person is saying. As long as the person is saying something that sounds decent enough to them, they're going to support them. Not look into anything, not fact check, nada. Like, it's so sad because there's so much shit that I didn't even cover in this video that you can find on your own with the simple search. And y'all refuse to do it. Listen, if that's what you want, again, I rebuke you in the name of Satan, because only the devil himself can bless this mess. Woo, child, amen. Or the devil worshippers say amen, because he got to be worshiping the devil. Like, this is demonic work to literally sit here and scam your audience like this and then be like so outside with it, okay? So blatantly open with it, with no shame. You have to be serving the devil. Like, you can't be of God or anything good. There can't be any ancestors, deities, or any spirit with good intentions that are condoning this shit. That's why I'm just gonna chop it up to mental health issues, because they ain't no fucking way. Guys, how can I forget him gambling for funds for the school? Y'all gonna have a field day with this one.
West Coast Ifatunde. West Coast Ifatunde. I'm feeling good today. I don't gamble, but we need about $1.5 million for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy renovation. We need about $1.5 million for the Garvey building. We need $1.5 million for the Garvey building. We need $2 million overall. So we're gonna play and we're gonna hit today. We're gonna play and we're gonna hit today, family. Let me show you what we're about to do. Let me show you what we're about to do, family. We're about to get us some money for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We're about to get some money. I need that 1.2 right there. Y'all see that? That's what we need.
There are plenty of people out there that have opened schools with limited funds, okay? Listen to me again. There are plenty of people out there that have opened schools with limited funds. Just in case you didn't hear me, there are plenty of people out there that have opened schools with limited funds.
This black woman opened her own school with only $5,000. Marva Collins worked within the Chicago school system for 14 years. She concluded that the system was broken and didn't help the students excel. So Collins took $5,000 of her own money and opened the West Side Preparatory School in Chicago. She believed that no one should rule any child out of the educational picture. She stressed the idea of using education to better the lives of her people. She was dedicated to educating the children of Chicago. After only a year of opening her school, her students' test scores were significantly higher than they tested the year prior. Ms. Collins used her brilliance to create a method of teaching that would push the students to give their best. Her method was called the Collins Method. It was centered on students learning through phonics, math, reading, English, and classic literature. She was able to teach the children that were viewed as undesirables, anything ranging from Homer to Plato.
My wife's family, her sister is a principal of a school right now. Her mother was a teacher, and her father was and is a principal who actually ended up making his own school in East New York, Brooklyn. It's called the Trey Whitfield School. You can look it up. So he's been doing this since like 1983. And how he started was, he started small. He started with 3 portable trailers that were behind like a church. Nobody was doing anything with them. And he went to the, to the church because he was a principal like you. And he said, I guess he got the same inspiration to start his own thing. So he talked to the people at the church. He ended up negotiating some sort of rent where he had to pay $500 a month per trailer. And he had like 280 kids. Now, he didn't have a lot of money. He didn't have a lot of donations and stuff like that. So what did he do? He said, like a lot of schools and stuff, they would just throw out old desks and books and stuff like that. He'd go around to different schools and get desks. He'd go to the Board of Education and they'd give him stuff that they were getting rid of, you know what I mean? That they didn't want, books, whatever, all kind of different supplies. So he was using his resources. He did this till about the year 2000, where he then sees like a 4-story big ass building, something pretty comparable to what, you're talking about. Actually, it might be bigger than, it might be like those buildings combined, the ones that you bought. But this is in Brooklyn in East New York, like right off Atlantic Avenue. So anyway, he gets to this building. He said he didn't have $1 for the building. you know. But he goes to the man. He's like, yo, I want to get this building for a school. And the guy's like, yeah, well, he tells him whatever, I don't know, whatever the price was. And he's like, listen, I ain't got no money. But what I do have is I got a friend who's, he's like the president of a bank or something like that. And he'll give me a loan, you know, to renovate the place and all that. And if I miss whatever, any payments or something like that, then y'all will just have a free building renovated. You can take the building back and you'll get the shit renovated for free. So he ended up getting in there. And that was in the year 2000, when the year 2020. And this school now has gone on. It's a black school. They don't take no government grants or nothing like that. He does fundraisers and all this. You know, he knows some people in the sports industry and all, you know, because he used to play football back in the days.
What's the name of the school?
It's called the Trey Whitfield School. Now, I talked to him. He's willing to sit down with you and you know, give you any tips or anything like that of how he did it. You know what I mean? And how he continues to do it. Because this man, and he's been on CNBC, all kind of other stuff like that. But the thing is, you know, he doesn't even have the type of notoriety that you have.
With someone who's an expert in something, and I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to the detractors who say I can help him with that. This is
no, I think they talk about the real estate part of it. Not you're an educator, but not a real estate guy. You see,
but we already have the real estate, so that's not even an issue.
Right, but did we choose?
We already have the real estate, so that's not even an issue.
Right, but did we choose the right real estate? Did we take the money and do the best fiduciary thing with the money?
I just told you that the schools that we got was a $13 million project 9 years ago in excellent shape. We got a steal for that campus. It was a steal. It was the best thing I could have possibly got. I have no regrets. Okay. See, that's when we start feeding into the lies. That's why you got to come see the school, my brother.
Absolutely.
And see it for yourself, because you have people telling you that the school ain't in good shape. The school is in excellent shape.
As a matter of fact, King Randall comes into mind. King Randall is the founder of X for Boys, and it's also called New Brothers Keepers Academy, and it's in Albany, Georgia. And he's operating on limited funds, but he's open and he's operating. And he did not get nowhere near as much money as Dr. Umar in the beginning, yet still has a school. This is a black boys boarding school, okay?
When you look inside a vehicle, you're gonna take the oil cap. You're gonna look at the oil cap.
While Umar Johnson's been only talking about doing this for years, King Randall's been actually doing this for years.
You're gonna be traveling with your wife and your kids one day, and you're gonna want to know what this is, because you and your wife and kids might be traveling somewhere. Y'all might be in the middle of nowhere, but if you were looking at your mile markers, you will know exactly where you are. You understand? Yes, sir. Say mile markers. Mile markers. A mile marker tells us where we are on a street. You understand that? Yes, sir. Well, I'll start with the X for Boys program so people can differentiate. So the X for Boys program was started in 2019 when I was 19 years old. I took 20 young men to the city of Atlanta, Georgia on a field trip there to the Center for African American History and the Center for Civil and Human Rights. I took them there, and the reason I started this organization was because many of the young men in Albany don't have any rehabilitation programs for juvenile offenders. There are no programs here except for online therapy that they only do for 3 months for 1 day a week, and I think that's not going to help with recidivism. I believe they needed more consistency. And that's what I started doing. I started it out of my house. I started teaching them how to work on cars, taught them how to change oil and brakes, taught them how to change ceiling fans and toilets, paint houses, welding, firearms training, how to grow your own food. This is what we did for our first and second year. Then I started housing some of the children at my house. I started boarding some of them, and discovering that a lot of them couldn't read and write was where I got the idea to start the school. So in 2 years' time, you know, we've been raising money. We first went viral, and then we started raising money online. And then, you know, we got to buy a resource center, which is where I'm sitting now in my office. And we have 40 acres of land that we purchased back in May of 2021. That's where we'll teach the boys how to fend, you know, for themselves, grow their own food, live off the land. And then also we purchased our school, our 41,000 square foot school, basketball gym, 25 classrooms, cafeteria, etc. We purchased that back in November. And right now we're in the process of renovations. You can go on my social media pages and see everything that we've been doing as far as renovations. All of our bank statements are online. Everything you need to see from us financially, whatever, everything's there. Complete transparency from us so everybody can see everything as far as what we're working on.
And Dr. Umar had the nerve, got audacity to take credit for the boys' work. Okay, for the Haitians that understood what I said. Now, that Dead ass, Dr. Umar would have been waking up as a fucking goat. Y'all got me fucked up. You not about to be out here taking credit for my work and you didn't do shit and then you gonna scam me in the process. Oh wait, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, so bagay la vin pi malwi. Okay, King Randall, all right, also invited Dr. Umar to speak at this school, and I believe he paid them, it was a couple thousand. It could have been like 2,500, 3,500. Dr. Umar Wavin, you know, he took that boy's money and went.
Umar has scammed King Randall, and King Randall is actually helping black boys. If you guys really think about this, Umar is willing to take money from King Randall, and I'm going to break it all down. And that money was supposed to be for Umar to come to the schools and help and teach, you know, kind of like a collaboration effort with King Randall's students. Umar, he cancels the day before and won't send the money back. Well, in essence, Umar, what you've done is you've stolen the money. You've taken the money that was supposed to go towards these boys. They was trying to get you out there to help out and do your thing. But guess what? Umar doesn't work with boys. He never has. He doesn't work with black boys. He focuses on and targets the mothers of these boys so that he can sexually exploit them and financially exploit them. Now, I want everyone to understand something. I've been telling people this for a long time. I've been telling you all the same thing. He's a scammer. He's a scam artist. He's a charlatan. He's a misogynist. He preys on single black mothers under the guise of opening up a school for black boys. And there's still no school. A school is a place of learning, not some bandos, trap bandos up there in Wilmington, Delaware, that's sitting up there and got people, homeless people sleeping on the steps. That's not a school. Umar plans to charge $500 a month in an impoverished community for these children to attend. I wonder how much King Randall's charging the parents of these black boys that he's helping. He's actually helping these black boys. Do we need to get to the receipts? Let's get to the receipts. Look at the young men there. The young men are dressed. They're dressed, looking, I mean, professional. They have their certificates there. You know, it looks like they're inside of a church, well presented. The photograph looks good. Looks like a professional photographer took the picture. You don't see any of this with Umar. And then you have the picture of King Randall. You know, he looks like a boss. Okay. Now, let's get into the scam part. Okay. And this is King Randall's. Already checked this out. This is his official page. Okay. 28,000, almost 29,000 posts. They do have a website. Umar doesn't even have a website for FDMG. Do you guys know that? This is what we want to get to right here. Look where my cursor is at. It says at New Emerging King is actually doing what Dr. Umar has been talking about doing for years. Okay. And then look up here. It says King Randall. This is what he says. He says, "Yep, tried to collaborate and bring him to my school to speak a few years ago. Paid him $2,500 along with purchasing the flights. He canceled day before and never gave us a refund. Charged it to the game and kept it moving." King Randall says, "LOL. I ain't got time to be lying on nobody. Mind you, I used to defend this man with my whole chest, and he did. Thought it would be a great idea for him to come to my school and speak as he has a school also."
Over the past few days, since I've talked about our fundraiser and all the successes that we've had with the Extra Boys program, of course, many people are in the comments and etc. Sharing the video talking about Dr. Umar or whatever like that. I think he's on the cusp of maybe losing his buildings or something of that nature. Not sure what's going on with that. But, you know, my big thing is always sharing everything about where people's money is going. I've always been, you know, very transparent about that. If we asked for paint, I showed y'all the paint. If we asked for new toilets or something, I showed y'all us buying the toilets. I showed everything that you guys have given. We have an Amazon wish list. You know, we don't just ask for monetary donations. We ask for people to buy specific things. If we asked for laptops, I've shared it. If we asked to get the kids haircuts, I've shared it. Our program has remained free, so we're still tuition free in our program like we have been for the past 6.5 years. I just think if Dr. Umar would have started something like with what he had, I think people would have been more apt to give him, and I honestly think he would have gotten where he needed to be had he had proof of concept, because he's a great orator. He talks very well. If I could talk that great, I'm sure we'd have, you know, millions of dollars raised. But I still started with something. I started out of my house originally. I started in my dining room at 19. And after listening to him, that's why I started it. I just wanted to start something. I knew that I couldn't start something mass scale, so I'm just like, I'm gonna start with whatever I got. And we started with $0. I was cutting hair, fixing cars, painting houses. I mean, that's what I was doing to support the program originally. And then I learned how to utilize social media to be able to raise money, and we started doing that. And we went project by project. We failed, we succeeded, etc. But I've always continued sharing what it is that we're doing. So I know a lot of people always ask why they won't see us on the Breakfast Club or etc. You know, I'm not a comedian. I don't critique people's dating life. I don't, you know, talk about what people should be doing. I don't belittle my donors. We don't do any of those things. We just share what we got going on. If we don't raise enough money, we pivot. If we don't get things done, we pivot. You know, and we keep going. So we definitely failed. We failed some students, etc. But we kept moving and we kept going.
I finally got the answer to my question. That's what Dr. Umar does. He scams. That's the answer. So from what I gather, right, he does speaking engagements, okay? He does speaking engagements. He does consultations. From what I can gather online, it says that he worked for Philadelphia Public Schools at one point or whatever. From what his nephew said, it seems like he might have worked at certain charters. But it's just like, where are his former students? Where are the people that could come out to attest to this? Like, nobody, I haven't seen any students or anybody come out and say, like, yeah, he was a great psychiatrist. He gave me great therapy sessions. He was a good asset. Anyone that's spoken out, it ain't been positive. So I'm just, I genuinely don't understand it. This is crazy. This is asinine. Like, it gets to a point. Like, when are y'all gonna open your eyes and see that he's just not a good person? Okay, if anything, like, okay, maybe he will open the school, right? Maybe he wasn't a scammer, but he's not a good person. There's a reason a majority of people in his own space do not fuck with him. All right, it is not about, oh well, they're jealous, or he just had a falling out. No, the man's an ass. I don't know. Maybe King Randall's pretty young. He's pretty young. So him being young gives him a pass. The rest of y'all grown ass motherfucking adults with developed minds, allegedly, I don't understand it. The whole situation with King Randall was insanity. But if you guys would like to support a real school that is up and running, I'm going to leave a donation link or just any information about the school down below. This video is already long as fuck, right? Just in case you guys can't find any of the resources down below, I'm probably going to link it to a doc where you guys can click on more, because I know there's going to be so many links that I have to input. So yeah. And then, of course, we have LeBron James School. Now, if you guys are not aware, LeBron James has his own school. Who knew? I didn't know either until I was doing my Dr. Umar video. And I believe the school is called the Promise School or the Promise Academy, some shit like that. And, of course, LeBron is a multi-millionaire. He can afford to open his own school. But there's a lot of controversy with LeBron's school that needs to be talked about. That's another video for another time. Maybe I'll talk about it, maybe not. Don't count on it. But I will say Dr. Umar has been very critical of this, even though he hasn't even opened his own school. And I don't understand, like, are you being critical because he didn't give you money to open your own school or what? Because what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? Go open your damn school.
That is a public school. LeBron James did not build a school. That is a lie. The LeBron James School is a public school. It is paid for by the taxpayers of the state of Ohio. He does not have a school. He does provide incentives. He pays for them to go to college and their parents. He does a lot of good incentives. So I don't have an issue with his incentive. It is not his school. He does not own it. He did not build it.
And speaking of LeBron James School, did you see what happened a couple months ago? They got called out because for the past 2 or 3 years, not a single 8th grader in the school, I believe it was, passed the Ohio State math assessment. Now, mind you, LeBron pumping millions in here. You feel me? He pumped, so they can't use the excuse, we ain't got enough money. Y'all get more money than the most schools. Not a single black boy passed the 8th grade math test at the LeBron James public school. It tells you that paying white women more money to teach black kids ain't gonna work. Because if they don't care about your damn children, it don't matter how much money you pay them, they still not gonna learn. Why am I bringing this up? Because the white teacher unions of America is constantly saying, if you want us to do a better job teaching black kids, pay our teachers more money. Well, look at the LeBron James school. They getting more money, still ain't getting educated.
LeBron says he will pay for the college education of every parent and every child that attends that school. That's beautiful. Word. Me and my mother going to go to college for free? That's beautiful. You understand? Why are black millionaires opening up charter schools?
Explain.
Does a black millionaire need a welfare check from the government? If you're worth $1 million, do you need federal housing? Do you need food stamps? Do you need WIC? No. Do you need, you understand me? A charter school is a public school, Charlotte, man. You don't own them.
Show us where the donation's going. I went to go see where the donation's going and you ain't got shit, so why are you opening your mouth? It's fair to critique others, but it's also fair to ask, where's your school at? Because you've been promoting school and we don't see it. See, I got my nonprofit. Y'all can see my classes on the internet. Y'all can see proof of concept. Like, I don't see Dr. Umar showing us shit. The website shit, the online presence, non-existent. There's no work links. There's no nothing. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't be telling me you're trying to open a school and you're trying to get everybody to donate to you and you don't have the key components of a nonprofit, let alone a school. This is just not how it works. This is not how these things run and operate whatsoever. For me, it's the fact that there's people like, well, he's doing tours. Look, the floors are waxed and look, it's ready to be open. Under whose supervision? Like, I need y'all to understand, even like for those of you guys who are into home ownership, you know, you can't just go knocking down walls, right? Like, you can't just do what you want in your house, even though you own it. Same thing when it comes to business. You cannot just buy a building and knock down walls and not have licenses and permits and you know, like people that actually know what they're doing working on it. That's why I contacted the city, because I'm like, how is he able to show us these tours? But there's nothing on file. That's because you didn't file shit. And if you didn't file shit, you can't open. That's just point blank period. And that's just like such a minuscule thing. Like everything that he's showing everyone right now is what he should have been doing when he bought that building. However, unfortunately, he couldn't show anything because he wasn't doing anything because allegedly he ain't had money, but we all know. Okay, he's been collecting money for a very long time. But like, I need you guys to be critical thinkers. Do not think that new construction, shiny new buildings, whatever, money shows that something's going to open and it is not a scam. Okay, like anyone could go to Home Depot and fix the inside of something. Does it mean that it is approved? Does it mean that it's going to get its certificate of occupancy? Because that's what he keeps saying, like, oh, I'm going to get my certificate of occupancy. He's been saying this since February, ladies and gentlemen. He's been saying that since February because the first time I heard it, I contacted them the second time. So what are you waiting for? It doesn't take that long. They have to come and they have to inspect. And the fact that more than likely he didn't get the permits or the licenses to fix the inside of that building, come on. We got to think. Then we had the Tariq Nasheed situation. Tariq has said numerous times he don't fuck with the bull.
Ain't no school happening. It don't take 3 years to get a fucking school, and you got, well, damn near $500,000 fucking dollars. It don't take that long to get a school. There's a million things you could have done to get a school. This nigga's been coming up with every excuse on the planet. Well, my bank, what happened, the crap trying to get my bank, and they're trying to put liens on me because that's what they do. They try to see what I'm doing for the boys.
By the way, the new Bucci Bear cartoon is out. I put up a clip earlier, and people kind of lost their minds over this clip. Like I'm taking shots. I'm not taking shots.
Greetings, my brother. Welcome to the Buster Douglas, Mariah Carey, Tevin Campbell, Patti LaBelle School for Boys. How can I help you, my brother? Some of them didn't want to come to class and they wanted to hang out on the corner. And I'm not going to be able to psychologize them off the corner. Some of them had to be put to sleep. For how long? For good!
Let me get on the Umar thing. Let me address that now before it gets out of hand. Let me address this. Look, the Umar thing, shout out to Umar. It's just jokes. I'm not trying to rekindle a beef with Umar. These are just jokes. I don't have a problem with Umar. I'm not shitting on Umar. This is funny.
Don't tell me about that young man. I don't want to hear about him. I understand he's starting to hate again. He likes to do this at the end of the calendar year. He liked to spark a beef so I can help drive some traffic to his pages and to his efforts and to his business scams. I'm not going to go back and forth with that brother. I've graduated past that. Y'all been texting me all night. Here go another cartoon he made about you. I'm not getting into that. Let that brother do what he's doing and let me do what I'm doing. And when my institution is done and his so-called institution is done, y'all can compare the institutions and compare the amount of money raised, and y'all can make it this informed, intelligent decision for yourself whether or not this institution or that so-called institution was built for the people, or was it just a hustle to make one man rich. We ain't got to argue this. Let God show you who's real, and let God show you who's fake.
Every time Umar does something, they would tie me in.
Really?
Oh, they would always tie me in.
Heard about this.
They would always tie anything he did. Hey, Tariq, what's up with you and Umar in y'all school? Hey, I don't have no, y'all school. No, it's not y'all school. Because I put Umar on. Umar was in my movie. I put him in the Hidden Colors movie.
Okay.
That's the first time people really saw who Umar was.
Do you guys have a relationship right now?
No. You get this guy who nobody really knew and put him in a movie, and this movie is being broadcast in movie theaters around the world. So, and he's a brilliant brother.
Yeah,
fantastic speaker.
Yeah.
So, he wanted to use that notoriety to get money for the school. I'm like, hey, I'm all for that. But then when people start seeing all of the excuses, people start getting skeptical, and people start always coming to me, man, what's up with Umar? You had him in your movies. They just tie me in, and I can't. I said, look, to be honest, I don't think the school is happening. I said this about around 2017. And, Umar we fell out because he started kind of attacking me publicly.
There's a lot of things that could probably be said about that, specifically because Tariq Nasheed is the one that put him on. We talked about this in part 1, and I genuinely think there's something that needs to be said about someone publicly supporting you and being there for you and then rescinding their support publicly about you time and time again. Because that's not a normal thing, and it's not something that you see happen often. Usually if somebody puts you on and they cut you off publicly, it's something deeper going on. It's more of a serious issue. People don't typically do that. tied to the point of I just don't trust him because he's a bad businessman and he doesn't seem to be a good person via his family and relationship ties. I genuinely believe that he is just a genuine hypocrite, okay? He's black this, black that, but he uses white lawyers. Despite anti-white rhetoric, you have white legal representation. If the system's so corrupt, why are you relying on white people when it's convenient?
We got, after waiting 4 years on black people, I decided to start hiring whites. They did in 1 year what the black people couldn't do in 5. FDMG, to almost every black contractor we ran into, was nothing but a hustle and a way to get a quick bag. When I look back, they simply used us to get money. They didn't care about me. They didn't care about that school. They didn't care about our kids. We were just a quick hustle.
For me, it's the audacity to be scamming people and then sit here and blame the lack of progress on the fact that black people didn't donate enough and black people didn't help you and black people basically were overcharging and they didn't get the work done, but the white people did. Like, this is just so disrespectful to me because it's like the people that support you are black. And what makes it crazier is there's plenty of people that actually did offer support to Dr. Umar and he declined it. So it's just like, what are you actually talking about? Like, I've never seen such a blatant scam like this. I'm about to report this man to the IRS when I'm done. There's a whole form. I'm gonna try to link it down below. Hopefully I remember. Yeah, because this everything I have in this video, like, where's the IRS at? Like, now, granted, right? So when I went back to Lorianne's channel, I saw that she actually started like some sort of it seems like a class action. Or some sort of lawsuit dealing with a majority of people that donated. So she got a group of people that donated and they're basically like doing an entire investigation. But yeah, no, I need the government to throw the hammer down like they did with Dana Chanel. Okay. Like they're doing with Stormy. Okay. Like, this is just completely unacceptable. Listen, I love my white brothers and sisters. I ain't got a problem with y'all. I'm gonna call y'all out when y'all need to be called out though. But like, I'm never gonna sit there like, oh, I'm never gonna have a white lawyer. I'm never gonna. What are you talking about? But then behind closed doors, that's what you're doing. So what's going on here, Dr. Umar? Although we are here to critique Dr. Umar, his scams, controversies, etc., there have been a lot of people calling who he is personally into question. Of course, not only are there concerns of him being a grifter, a scammer, and not a good person or a good businessman, there's been loads of things to come out regarding his personal character and his mental health. His personal beliefs and mental health come into question almost every time a controversy comes up. Because if you guys haven't been able to tell in all the clips that I inserted in this video, something's just not right.
Where them donations at? Hit the Cash App.
Where them cash apps at, y'all? Ain't nobody came through yet. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? I know this is gonna cost us at least $100,000 to get this electric done. It's gonna cost us some money, brothers and sisters. Make sure you donate. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
2100 Fifth Avenue. Black Parent Advocate book release. 550 pages of liberation information for the babies. Crush special ed. Crush ADHD. Crush conduct disorder. Crush ODD. Crush expulsion. Crush misdiagnosis. Crush medication. Oaktown. The Prince is back. West Coast Ifatunde.
First things first, we all know Dr. Umar loves to speak in third person. It's giving psychosis when he does it. But hey, he also speaks in threes, and he's been open about practicing African spiritualism, working with spirits, etc. And personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Doom is one form of African spirituality.
Oh.
Just like you have many different branches of Christianity, you have many different branches
Catholic,
of African
Pentecostal,
spirituality. Absolutely.
it's a denomination. For lack of a better term?
You could call it a denomination for lack of a better term, right? Under the umbrella of African spirituality.
But for me, it comes off like Dr. Umar might be going through some sort of mental issues, okay? That's my personal opinion. Because the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, and the way he moves about the world conducting business and handling his personal relationships is fucking insanity. Okay? The way that he presents himself, like it either gives psychosis or mania. And before I even divulge into that, understand, I am bipolar too. I have anxiety. I have ADHD, binge eating, a little bit of PTSD, seasonal depression. Trust me, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been in therapy 4 years. I've been off medication 4 years. I stay in active therapy so I can keep my brain sharp. My therapist keeps me accountable. I work out. I eat right. I make sure. Okay, I've had an entire lifestyle change ever since I've been diagnosed, because I'm not trying to be out here looking like Dr. Umar on the internet. Okay, I'm not trying to be out here just talking to talk, and then next thing you know, people making 1 hour, 2 hour videos about me saying that I'm having psychosis. Any single time I feel like I'm a little mentally off, I do not feel. Okay, hence why there are random periods of time where you see I won't post for an extended amount of time, but it won't even be that long. It might be a week or two. But that's because I also bulk film and bulk record, so that when I have those moments, I'm able to still have things to spread out across my platforms. But unfortunately, not everyone is that self-aware. And you could tell something's just not right with Dr. Umar. From when he started on the internet to now, it's just like, is this even the same person?
Whenever you want to miseducate a population, special education becomes the direct route. And there's no population in America that is as marginalized as the black boy or the black male. And in fact, in my position, there are basically 5 stages of extermination that this society has developed to deal effectively with black men. The first stage is miseducation, the school itself. Without miseducation, there's no such thing as jail. Without miseducation, there's no such thing as economic castration. Without miseducation, there is no wholesale homicide. Okay, miseducation is essential in order for oppression to really deal with the black male problem that they have here in America.
Healthy option. You want to go to the block party? I'm not sure what you mean by that comment, brother. I don't know if that was disrespectful or what. If making a joke is that important to you to be banned for life, go ahead and do it. I'm sending you to the block party, my brother. Get me some beef ribs. I'm sending you to the block party. Get me some ginger ale. I'm sending you to the block party. Bring back some potato chips. I'm sending you of their peers. And then the coons. I'm not moving, sister. We built this fucking country. I'm not going nowhere. And then the coons. New Orleans, I see you. Wait a minute. That look like you got 2 women kissing each other. Wait a minute now. Oh, Lord have mercy. Nowhere. But I appreciate the concern, my beautiful African queen. I hope your hair is natural.
I'm not diagnosing anyone, but something's not right here. And a majority of his content and the way he carries himself does point to some sort of instability. Understand, charisma is not competence. It never will be. And also remember, extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence. Earlier, I said, what does Dr. Umar do? Now, I'm well aware that a lot of times he makes his money from speaking engagements, but that wouldn't be a problem if he actually spoke at these engagements and it wasn't an issue every fucking year. Okay, where somebody's coming out saying that they paid Dr. Umar to speak somewhere and he ain't fucking speak. Of course, we have the situation with King Randall, but this has happened a few times where he's been paid to do something and blatantly hasn't done it. And then either says absolutely nothing about it because not enough people see it and he's not being held accountable, or he comes out and says something about this person and makes them seem less credible in the public eye. This is fucked up on so many levels, okay? Not only are you scamming us with the school, but you're scamming people and organizations out of their hard-earned money. Just go fucking speak. How hard could it be? A lot of times when you charge people to speak, I've done it numerous times, you are covering your hotel's fees and travels. So I really don't understand what the big deal is and why he can't just live up to the promises and contracts that he signs. But hey, that's neither here or there. I mean, maybe something's going on up there. As many people have said. Circling back to the school and why it will never open, let's talk a little bit about zoning, licensing, and opening and operating a business and or a school. If you guys are not aware, my man has a government job that deals in this line of work. He was the one that told me to contact Wilmington, Delaware to see if I can pull up anything. And lo and behold, like I said, I didn't find shit. I made this video so we could talk about the controversy, so we could see who exactly you people are donating to. But y'all need to understand. There are no active permits on file for renovations for work at that building. And if you're renovating a commercial property for educational use, permits are required. Point blank period. There's no way around it, okay? It's not optional. It's the law. If work is being done under whose authorization? He keeps coming out talking about some, oh, well, the school this, school that, we got this. Who authorized it? Who signed it off? God? Because that, I'm sorry, God, you know, you're lit and shit, but you can't come down and sign off on the paperwork. I'm sorry. This matters because it speaks to operational legitimacy, okay? The $400,000 that he spent on the school is basically him wasting money because he can't open the damn school. And it probably never will open because of the key parts that he needs in order to open. The key funding that he needs stay open. He publicly raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the school and the building was acquired, but he didn't build it, okay? He bought it and then never sought the licenses and everything to actually finish it. And understand, buying is just step one, okay? That's the easy part. Why are you impressed that he bought an abandoned building? Like, I really want you guys to comment down below. Like, why? Because I genuinely cannot understand it. Purchasing a property and operating a property, or in this case, purchasing a school and operating a school, are two completely different things. It requires licensing, insurance, accreditation, staffing, curriculum approval, zoning compliance. Oh my God, like the list goes on and on and on. Like there's so many things that I didn't even consider because I'm not the one trying to open a school. But like just those things alone cost millions, like all together, especially because he bought a building that was in horrible shape. So I'm just trying to understand, like but this is the thing. I feel like the basic repairs in order to open definitely could have been done with the money that he acquired. It's the keeping it open and everything else that he would have needed to work out. And there are plenty of Black people that have been donating to his cause. There's plenty of Black people that would have found out about the cause and definitely donated to it. I don't know if it would have been enough to keep it open, but it's just like, where's the progress? Like you keep saying these things are happening. You're saying, oh, all you need is a certificate of occupancy, etc. And we don't see it. Like we don't see it at all. Now, if you're not aware, Dr. Umar has actually had events outside of this school in the past, but understand it's almost always outside. He showed us inside and it doesn't look that great. I mean, paint and all of that is cool, but again, you can't open because you don't have a certificate of occupancy, and no town, city, God himself is going to give you a certificate of occupancy if the building cannot be occupied due to major repairs that need to be done. And that's why I need y'all to stop being blinded by this abandoned building with nice paint. Okay, y'all need to stop being blinded by this, because at the end of the day, it could look as good as it wants. If that shit doesn't have what it needs, okay, on the inside, at its core, okay, it will never open. Before we end this video, if you are watching this and you still happen to be a supporter of Dr. Umar Johnson, I'll pray for you to all the gods in question, because I don't know what else to tell you. The controversy is loud, but what I need to be louder are your questions. So I'm going to ask you, like I asked my students, why are you supporting this man? Where are the accolades? Where's the jobs? Where's the references? Where's the history? Where's the accredited institution? Where are the students? Where's the staff directory or job applications to get a staff? Where's the curriculum? Where's the transparency report? Better yet, did you even read the annual report for FDMG? Because it will tell you how much money he has collected. Hence why I never really stay on a ballpark number, because based on what he's collected after the nonprofit was acquired, it's like, okay, well, that's a pretty penny, but we all know he's been collecting money since way before then, okay? He's been collecting money prior to when he even bought that building. Stop asking me what schools I've built when me and Dr. Umar have built the same amount of schools. None. Okay, he bought an abandoned building. This is not about hate. It's about using your discernment and not giving your money to bullshit. If it was a white man that was collecting money for over 10 to 15 plus years and never opened anything and didn't have much to show for it, I'd still be sitting here making the same kind of video if I knew about it. Would you? Would you still be supporting Dr. Umar if he wasn't Black and speaking a whole bunch of nothing in your ear? If you're going to send your money and possibly your children to someone, you should be able to ask questions without being called a traitor. Again, everything you need regarding what I mentioned in this video is going to be linked down below. Thank you guys so much for being there for me. For extra support, make sure you guys head down to the Patreon. I do have a $1 7-day trial where you have access to everything, so you can try it out. But the most expensive tier is only $5 a month. So like, listen, what you doing? Like, go support. Shout outs to the patrons, the memberships, and most importantly, the investors. We here. I love you guys so very much. If you want to see more of me when I'm not posting here, I'm posting on Instagram and or TikTok, or I'm posting on my other channels, which can also be found in the lovely QR code on your screen or down below. My Haitian channel talks about Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. And then my personal channel, we do vlogs, story times, lifestyle content, etc., etc. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. There was so many edits made. I worked so hard on it, and I genuinely hope you guys learned at least something that you didn't know. So comment down below, what's a new thing that you learned that you didn't know about Dr. Umar? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Hype on your way out. Follow me on Instagram for dance content or whatever. And if you can, please donate to my nonprofit, La Cairo. Like, share, subscribe, and I'ma see y'all next time. Bye.